Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. It has been a while since we saw you all, and that's mostly my fault because I've been moving and then fucking myself up and getting hurt, and then it's pretty much just been my fault. So sorry about that. The guys, they could have done a podcast without me, but
I didn't want to.
We love you so much.
It's not the same.
Farrell,
You're the bolts that hold our wheels together. Partner.
Wait, when did this happen? I don't remember this conversation.
It's a telepathic conversation.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, dude, a lot has freaking happened in the world. I'd like to take just a moment and go ahead and kind of say that we're sorry about what happened in the micro world. Just like, what was it, yesterday, the day before?
Day before.
Day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday.
On the 14th,
Yeah.
he passed away.
4 days ago. 4 days ago. Seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm still taking it in.
Yeah, he was so young.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah, we lost a really active member of the community, if you don't know. Dirty South Mike.
Very special.
Yeah, he was such a young guy. I haven't done a lot with him. I've talked to him a few times. And every time I've talked to him, he was a really nice guy, down to earth, and
never had a bad interaction with him. Nope.
Yeah, a real perky guy, really happy guy. So it's just real sad. So the deets, as far as I understand, is that he died of smoke inhalation from a house fire, so carbon dioxide poisoning.
That's
right.
The story that we hear anyway. Yep.
Yeah, and that's just really sad. So if anybody knows of a GoFundMe for the family.
There is a GoFundMe page. It is being posted through various
Myco communities.
Yeah, Myco communities on Instagram. It's all over Instagram, his GoFundMe page. I'm sure anybody that you follow will have it up there. I know it's on 90's page. It's on Myco Geeky's page. It's on Outback Mycology's page. It's on various. You'll find it. It's definitely out there. If you look for it, you'll find it. The funeral was today. Your guys today. Yesterday, my time. Yours today. The grandmother has posted a picture of the casket with the son talking at the service. It's a beautiful picture. There's a nice little blurb about him and his family on the GoFundMe page. They've already blown the target out the water. The fund is for the son's college and education for his future.
I say we blow that target up and send him to Harvard. Come on, you guys. Harvard School of Mycology.
It would be beautiful. It literally makes the hair stand on my arms when I talk about it. It's just, yeah.
We gotta look out and take care of our own.
Talking to
guys.
him on screen the day before I was chatting with him. It just, it kind of I really was, wow. It just it knocked me sideways.
I've noticed the Myco community is such a great community. I mean, 99% of them are just great people. Great people.
It's outstanding. Yeah. I was listening to a podcast with Nicky Myco, whatever I don't know what his screen name is, but he was saying how whenever he does a charity day, his sales absolutely explode. And it's just amazing how the Myco community will stand behind one another. And suddenly everybody decides they need plates that day or they need syringes that day or whatever. But it's just so lovely how everybody just steps their pussy up on the days when, people are in need.
And you don't really see that in a lot of other communities.
No, you do not.
No,
you do not.
It's one of the better communities. I mean, we might all be around, basically drugs. Let's face it. But
our drugs are the rare.
Our drugs are awesome.
Our health, they actually do good things for people.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
We're responsible druggies. It's not,
we're the drug dealers with halos on our heads.
Yeah. Yes,
absolutely. Yes. And those little wings that fold away quietly, so don't get in anyone's way while we're standing in the supermarket line.
I was at Tractor Supply today buying some stuff, and I threw some oats and some pellets and all kinds of stuff in the bag. And the lady's like, I can't figure out what are you heating your house or feeding animals? I was like, I'm growing mushrooms.
That's sweet.
But these were I was buying all those setups for gourmet, so I could say it out loud. I'm growing.
Oh yeah. That's not the only cool thing about growing gourmet is that you can openly talk about it with anybody.
Yeah, and you get to have the nice conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I just go for the medicinal if anybody asks, because I've got reishi growing in lion's mane, so I just I stick with that if it's somebody who's more mainstream.
Offer anybody you can a tour of your gourmet operation, and any others that you grow are just easy money. You can slide those through the cracks. Well, I don't need my money, but easier to hide when you have a gourmet operation.
The truth, for sure. I was wearing a 90-second shirt, jumper in Bunnings, which is our a big warehouse.
Walmart?
Y plate. Well, no, it's all your home.
Home Depot. Okay.
And they've got big garden center and just all your home. And they've got
Home
big,
Depot.
And I was wearing it there, and a guy came up to me and just gave me this kind of wink. And I looked at him, and he said, "I've got my first tubs going." And I said, "Oh, that's nice." This whole conversation started, and it was actually the first time I really had a face-to-face conversation with anybody. And I said to him, "I have to say the truth. I quit gardening because all the soil I bought here was contaminated." And I got so in my head and so upset about losing all my crops that I decided I would do mycology instead of permaculture. Nice. I reckon there was less chance of contamination, even though obviously there's a huge contamination chance doing this, but in a more controlled environment, because I can, up my aseptic technique at any time. So I made that comment about your soil's completely full of shit, isn't it? And he just stood there, and there was no denial whatsoever, and he just looked at the ground, and I went, "Cool, thanks for the validation. It's not in my head. I don't have to imagine that crap," because I got so upset when that whole thing in the States with the chicken feed being contaminated, and then I was like, our government's doing it too. They're doing it to us as well. They're fucking with the soil. So all the food we grow is going to be totally and utterly useless. You see, they're doing it. They're doing it here as well. It's not a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. And if I mention it outside these four walls, outside of these four walls, people just hand me the roll of aluminium foil, so that I can wrap my head in it. Did you get that, baby?
I got it.
Were you paying attention?
Yeah, I was recording the whole time.
So and then
it's gonna be his new ringtone.
Last week, I won't tell you what he's got my name as. Go on, share that nugget with the boys.
Yeah, it comes up as aluminium, of course.
Aluminium.
With an accent.
I always wonder what Deadpool thinks whenever I mail him stuff. I think of a different name to call him every time I mail him something. It's funny.
Yeah.
I did go to mail your parcel yesterday, but I am going to have to sell an internal organ to do so. So it's going to have to wait till next week. Yeah.
Isn't that bad?
And you know what's so stupid? Get this, okay? So to send it airmail is $97.
What?
To send it, to send it
well, I mean, it is coming from a long ways away.
To send it express is $109. What's the difference between airmail and express?
Carrier pigeon.
You ask me? Carrier pigeon. There is that option. That's $31. That takes 6 months. That's.
I was gonna say, whenever I've said anything overseas, it's always cost me about $25-$30 each time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But here's what I do when I go there. I go, listen, I want the cheapest one with a tracking number. That's it. And then they're like, oh, wait, overseas? Yeah, they don't really do tracking numbers. But you're going to have a number with your paperwork for tariffs. What's the shit paper?
Customs.
Customs paperwork. They're gonna have a number on there that you can basically use as a tracking number. So I just wow.
Well, she explained to me what the difference is, and it's a real asshole that they do here. And for the difference of $10, obviously you're going to end up paying for the express. So if you send it airmail, it goes to the airport and it just sits there. And what happens is all the priority goes on first, then the express, and then if there's room, the airmail goes on. So even as an airmail, it could sit there for 3 months. Even as airmail.
I don't know what
we have room. We got room, but fuck them.
Those is express. It's guaranteed to go out on the next plane.
Yeah,
so
I have no idea what it is about New Zealand and Australia, but those two places have the most ridiculous shipping. Just
oh my God, our postage is insane. I did send out just like prints in a Christmas card. I got a cheeky deal on those because you can send it just as a birthday card, and a birthday card is just $3.
I'm just going to drill a hole from my house to yours, and I'll just drop it down the hole. Be there.
Yeah, that would be good. That would work. I said to her, honest to God, it would be cheaper to buy a ticket and just deliver it myself. But, somebody wanted to send me a mug from the States. They had it their website. I wanted to buy something and support their site, but they didn't do shipping to here. So they said, I'll just order it to my house and I'll post it to you. And I went, sweet, that's perfect. And then he said, I'll chuck a print in and this. And I was like, fantastic, no problem. And then he went to the post office and same for him. It was going to be $105 US.
You know what you got to do? You got to set something up with Amazon. And have it because Amazon, they get free shipping. It don't fucking matter. But you got to find. I bet you there's a way to set it up through Amazon.
I've bought stuff for people overseas on Amazon, like Amazon Europe and stuff like that, for friends that I have overseas.
Yeah, it's strange. It's so. I just don't get. It's just it's all about trying to divide us and get it all into this digital fucking system. So that we that way.
We were just trying to send some stuff to our friends in Israel because we have a bunch of friends like in Israel, like 40 or 50 of like close friends that are in Israel, and some of them. Easy? No, not right now. Beforehand, it was, but but not right now. Like it like we had a close friend's sister-in-law was at that rave party, and she was in one of the porta potties and died. She got shot up. That whole thing is just a fucking shit show. I think we're watching a new proxy war opening up, and I think we're gonna play World War III with this bitch. So
you know what? The whole thing comes down to they can go ahead and change the laws just a little bit every time the war starts. Every time they do something, they can be like, "We're doing this for the war effort." We're going to take away just a little bit of the fucking shit. It doesn't seem like a lot. But when you think of it, like, every time they fucking do something, every time they do a fucking and anything they do with the government where they take a little bit of your rights away. So that
I don't think anybody's
at
trying
the end
to
of the
take
fucking
anything
year
away at the moment. I think
they're already sure. Of course they are. Of course they are. Yeah. Your freedom of speech. You can't even say anything about the war. So they're adding shit to bills.
You can.
So they can go ahead and.
Oh, I got a funny story about this shit. Hold on. Okay, so
that sounds like a beer.
That was a beer. The wife was reading online, like going through her like messages and stuff. There was a Harvard group, right? A group of kids from Harvard that right when the Hamas attack happened, like within like 2 hours of it happening and hitting mainstream media, they had put out that it was all Palestine, like it was all Israel, it was all fake and blah 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 blah. Well, they got like doxxed hard. They posted those like group of, there was a bunch of like these like super liberal little kids. They at Harvard, they posted their faces on billboards on buses. They posted like all their information. The Harvard lost over $2 billion in funding because of it.
That's not right. I mean,
because they came out like
could go to jail for that.
Yeah, well, it was a group of these kids posted a bunch of anti-Semitic stuff, and they did it at the wrong time. They picked the wrong time to do it, and they got their asses handed to them. They're like, well, I'm never going to be able to work anywhere.
Yeah, you have federal laws called FERPA regulations where you're not allowed to share any information about students. I mean, if anybody from Harvard was involved in that,
doesn't matter. Those kids' lives are ruined.
Yeah,
but I mean, obviously, you shouldn't stick your fucking political beliefs on a war. All right, I'm sorry, but you need to wait until you can see which way the fucking wind's blowing. You don't do it with it right. You don't make snap.
Oh man, I mean, especially the first news that comes out because.
Yeah, it's always
I hate to be wearing Blues 10-12 hat, but I don't trust the fucking news. Any of them.
There are three sides. There are three sides to every story. There's your side, there's their side, and then there's the truth. You know,
well,
I'm very
pro Israel. I enjoy the fact that they've been doing a pretty decent job of keeping the Middle East calm, or at least in their cages. They've been doing that and sucking up all the bullshit for the rest of the world for a long time. Now, there is a huge amount of failures of on Israel's side. There's a big, huge failure of their security, right? Like, how did they miss all this shit, right? Like building up, and how did they miss this giant terrorist attack, coming when it was from so many different fronts, from a bunch of people who can't even be quiet about anything, right?
I think because of the time of year that they chose, they also it's a very religious time of year that we just had our New Year and Day of Atonement, and I think you'll also look. It was around Kristallnacht, which is the commemoration of a really horrific night.
Hold on a second. Are you going to be our official Jew and do all of our?
Come on. Please don't make me a token Jew. I really don't want that role.
Well, you're the only one that can pronounce everything. So
I thought you were hawking up a loogie for a second there. They don't want to say that. But
it was a great pronunciation. I wasn't even going to fucking try it. And so I was like,
I didn't even know that word, so I'm learning here today.
So, I don't know what you got me, but I'm offended.
I didn't even know it was.
That's
and I think you'll find that it was also around the 50th anniversary of the 6-Day War that they did all
this. Hey, I've heard of that before.
And the way they got Israel then was that it was Yom Kippur, which is the most holy day of the year for us, and everyone was in synagogue, which is why they managed to create the havoc that they did.
Bastards.
We drop the ball occasionally, and because the Jews are busy praying to fucking God, because he's going to do so much. But I think you'll find that that's what is probably the case again, why they chose that particular time to do it. The fact that they chose to hit a trance party is really horrific, because that's internationally this is really going to hit me. No, you guys talk. Sorry.
Didn't mean to make you cry, honey. We've done our fair share of crying over here. We had, like I said, a bunch of really close
like
friends.
that to hit an international, to hit a music festival, something that has absolutely nothing to do with anything political in any way, shape, or form. That has people from all over the world were killed. The body count on my kids, all their Instagrams, all it has been for weeks is just, the list of numbers of people from all over the world. One of my boys has just literally got off a plane a couple of 2 weeks ago from doing this huge trip in Europe where he's just done 8 festivals back to back through Europe. So the amount of Israelis that he has come into contact with is massive, because they are huge on the trance scene. The DJs, a lot of them are Israelis, and a lot of the party goers. My kids are half Israeli. Their father is Israeli. I lived there for 6 years. I have a huge family in the north in Haifa. I don't know how any of them are right now. I haven't heard from any of them. So it's difficult. It's hard. I get when people are mad and they hit, religious targets. I understand that. I understand when they hit settlements. I get that. I understand when they lash out at, even when they lash out at school buses. I get that. As twisted as that sounds, as twisted as it sounds. But I don't understand doing a music festival. What are you trying to show? What are you?
They're just going for body count. These aren't people you can you can't.
But yet
reason with them.
Everybody turns around and gets angry if you say anything to defend Israel for having, they deserve this. This is their fault. It's that, they had this coming. What did they expect that those people were going to sit there?
I believe it'd be. I believe in firebombing Gaza. So just
yeah. I actually had somebody turn around to me the next day. You must be so happy today. I went, why? Because they're doing raining phosphorus all over today. I said, why on earth would you think that would make me happy? War is disgusting. It's pathetic. I've lived there. There is no winners in war. Everybody loses. There's no winner. The only people that win are the arms manufacturers. That's it. No one else.
Yeah, I should have figured out how to buy stock in that.
It's just body count. Everybody's blood is red, and all you're doing is making children into murderers. That's it. It's disgusting.
There's an entire group of people out there who they're like fucking Klingons, right? Their entire life revolves around war. There's nothing you can. There's no reasoning with them. It doesn't matter how much money you give them, how much money you spend on them. It doesn't matter what you do. 100%. They still want to kill you. They will accept your money with their left hand and stab you in the back with the right.
Guns in the hands of their 3-year-olds and raise their arms up above their heads and get their kids to cheer and, teach them already at 3 years old that, yes, this is righteous and right, and shoot up in the air. And then accidentally, turn their weapon. Who was it? Nutty, I think, posted one the other day of a party in the Middle East and a guy with his M16 and accidentally, looks the other way while he drops his arm and shoots in the head.
Ouch.
They do that.
At least he died. At least he died doing what he loved.
Well, exactly right, as you said. I think one of you actually captioned it that. But it's like you say, it is cultural. Some places and that's why we left. My firstborn was actually born there. My eldest was born there. And the day I left hospital, because you have to stay there, in those days you had to stay 2 days by law. You had to stay 2 days in hospital when you had a baby. When I left, the first thing I had to do was not go home. I was dropped off 4 floors below ground in an underground multi-story car park to a military department where my 48-hour-old baby was about to be fitted with a gas mask.
Nice.
Yeah. So whilst I stand in line with carbon monoxide fumes everywhere coming out from the cars in this underground car park, I then proceed to have an argument with an 18-year-old child soldier who is telling me, this is where the bottle goes, this is where the water goes, and this is where the dummy goes, as he's unscrewing all these valves, because on a baby, it's actually a suit. It comes in like a briefcase. It's got like a backboard and these arms.
To be fair, I'd love to have one for my daughter.
They are fucking cool, and they're way better than a gas mask, because a gas mask is shit, because all it does is cover your face. All of your skin is still going to absorb the gas.
It's a little baby hazmat suit.
Yeah,
it is. It covers my whole body. It's fucking awesome. But then I said to him, "But I'm actually breastfeeding," and he looks at me and he goes, "This is where the bottle goes. This is where the water goes. This is where the tummy goes."
He's just telling you what he was told.
You're not listening to me.
It's okay. He doesn't. There's no option. There's no tactical. There's no tactical boob entry point. All right.
And he says, "No, lady, you're not listening to me. When we go to war, this is where the bottle goes. This is where the water goes, and this is where the dummy goes. We're not breastfeeding when we go to war." And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing in this country? I should be at home with my feet up, with a joint the length of my hand, a big cup of coffee, surrounded by my girlfriends, cooing all over my new baby, not standing here arguing with an 18-year-old in uniform about breastfeeding at a time of war. Fuck this for a game of tin soldiers. No, I am not staying in this country. So I stayed 1 year for my husband's parents' sake, because he was their first grandchild and he was the first child born of their first child born in that country. So to give them there's something called nachas, which is something like it's like this type of, this joy and fulfillment in nourishment and enrichment thing that comes from your soul. So in order to give that to them as an honor, we stayed for 1 year so they could see first tooth, first steps, first everything. And then 1 week after his first birthday, we cut loose and came back to Australia, because I never gave up my Australian citizenship, even though I was born here and grew up in the UK and then lived in the Middle East, and then finally came back here with first child and then had the other 4 here. But yeah, so giving birth there was pretty intense. And that whole idea of, when I moved into my first apartment, I had my friends helping me unpack, asked me where my rolls of tape and plastic were. And I said, what rolls of tape and plastic? What are you referring to? And they're like, well, you have to have tape and plastic for when, the sirens go off.
Yeah.
What? So I'm like, yeah, fuck, what the fuck? It was a very awakening experience at 22, moving to the Middle East, to suddenly have to learn about mustard gas and face gas masks and taping windows, and it was interesting living there for 6 years. But it was eye-opening. But not somewhere I wanted to raise my kids, and certainly not when my first was male. I just looked at him and went, yes, so not doing that. You are not going to the army. Not happening. Not doing that shit. No.
My parents weren't too happy, or my mother wasn't too happy when I went to the military either. But it's the best thing I ever did.
Look, for some people, absolutely. But I just could, when Israel was just, the chances are my boy might not come home, or he'll come home maimed, and it's not for a cause that I believed in anymore.
Right.
It's they're fighting for money. Like I said, it's not about land rights. It's not about home. It's just about lining other people's pockets. And that's not a good enough reason for me to lose my son. I can't.
I came home. But I'm hoping this shit's fucking over before Tiniest is old enough to go. So so if we could just go ahead and
the body.
Still, they want to do. They want to do conscription in your place now. No, I've been hearing stuff.
We have what they call selective service, so they can bring it back if they need to, but they haven't in a long time.
It looks like fucking Iran is going to get involved. So, it's going to be a proxy war we have a proxy war going on with Ukraine, where we're basically fighting Russia. We're going to have a proxy war going on with Iran, where we're basically fighting Iran and China. It's going to devolve into a total fucking mess. And I suggest that everybody just, if you're obsessed with the freaking news, you're not busy enough. Find some fucking hobbies.
Buy seeds.
Start growing mushrooms.
Grow food.
Bring back victory gardens. That kept people fucking busy. And you're probably going to need it, because the price of everything is about to go way the fuck up.
Oh, did I tell you guys what happened? My youngest daughter is 23-ish, sent me a picture from the grocery store in the state that she's in. $10 for a little tiny square cup of shiitake mushrooms.
Fuck.
The small cups.
Wow.
And then she just recently getting over COVID, and she's like, I want to get back into growing mushrooms like you do, Dad, but I don't have all the stuff. And she's like, that's like the biggest wink ever you ever heard. In other words, start mailing me stuff, Dad.
It's pretty. Just mail her some cut and grows to start. So
that's what she requested, some cut and grows, and then she's like, I want to save up getting my own pressure cooker, and I just so happened to have found a 16-quart pressure cooker in a barn the other day. I might fix it up and mail it to her.
Baines Farm and Fleet is who I buy most of my pressure cookers and stuff from. They have them for cheap.
I've already got 5 of them. I could spare one to send to her.
Yeah, the last big one that I bought from Baines Farm and Fleet. I think I paid $109 for it. It was the big Presto.
Nice.
And that was only like maybe a year ago. Yeah. Like I get them. I pick them up around the holiday season about this time every year.
Right, about 109, 110. They usually go on sale for. That's the buy area right there.
Yep.
Once in a while you get them sub 100, but that's rare.
And then I buy I go on Amazon. I buy there's a different weight set, right? Like, okay, they have the different calibrated weights. Mm-hmm. I don't like the little stack one that comes with it because I keep losing the little fucking rings. But like they have a different one where the weights I like them better. I feel like that the weights they're squatter and they're sturdier. Like I
went with the US quarter taped to the top of the standard weight.
But you can buy that little. It goes like 20, 15, 10, and 5. Yeah, they're all calibrated.
That round metal version, like on the old pressure cooker.
But I've added a couple of washers to it, and now it hits exactly to 15 psi. Before it was
we're lucky in the US. A quarter works perfect for that.
Yeah, apparently 20 cents here. I noticed. I've been getting some help from Outback Mycology recently, and when he sent me a video, I noticed he had something taped to the top of his, or glued RTV to the top of his weight, and I asked what denomination of coin it was, and it was 20 cents. So I've got both weights because I wasn't sure if one came with the Presto or not.
You guys have a 20-cent coin?
Yeah,
it's a commie thing.
5, 10, 20, 50.
Yeah.
Wow.
They have too many coins.
We measure in freedom units here in the States.
Yeah, America.
We steal all the best stuff from all the other countries.
As God intended.
Plastic notes are good.
Oh, so check this out. Random. Oh, yeah, you guys have those plastic notes. They can go through the washing machine. Ours fucking fall apart. But so check this out. So how I fucking almost cut my damn foot off. My wife. Yeah. So my wife found this thing through a friend, right? Where they were like, there was this company who sells metal buildings, right? Yeah. And they were having this massive like metal building showcase like conference, right? And it was like 300 miles from here, but her friend was in charge of like helping like coordinate that shit, right? And so her friend was like, listen, this company set up an actual metal building, like a bar inside of the conference center, but it's going to cost them too much to take it down and ship it home. So if you show up and take the son of a bitch apart, you can have it.
What? You can have it? Oh, no way.
Yeah, so it's like this $25,000 bar with roll-up doors and the whole 9 yards.
Beautiful.
It's fantastic. It's huge. It's amazing. It's all powder coated. Fucking. I mean, it's really really nice. It's got 3 roll-up doors, a whole bunch of like awesome shit. Big fucking bar, really cool. We get there, take it apart, throw it in the fucking U-Haul and everything, take it back home. I wake up the next day. We get home at like 3 fucking a.m. I wake up the next day and I'm like, I'm gonna go and pull it out and pull out the pieces. I grabbed a hold of the pallet and I was like, oh, I can pull this pallet out and then I can just like get it halfway out and then just slide most of the long pieces that are like 12-foot pieces of like 12-foot by 8-foot wide pieces of metal just off. No, it fucking tilted just a hair, and they slid off and fucking caught me right in the shin, cut me right to the bone. I ended up with an 8-inch gash across my shin, cut a bunch of veins and some minor nerves and shit. But
hell
of a cut, like all the way to the bone. You can see bone. It was pretty cool. My wife freaked the hell out because I mean it hit me, but it's like on your shin doesn't have like a lot of feeling to begin with.
No, there's not much meat.
Yeah, and then it cut like a couple of little nerves, so it was numb, right? And it was sheet metal. And sheet metal's stupid sharp to begin with, so it didn't hurt me at the time, right? But I'm just like literally gushing blood everywhere. And I'm standing there. My tactical crock is literally completely full of blood. Every time I take a step, it's squirting out the holes.
I might add your tactical crock was not in tactical mode.
I know, right? It didn't have its fucking. It didn't have its shield up. It should have had its shield. So
you carry on.
My wife, I call my wife. I'm like, honey, I got cut. Could you come out here? She comes out and she's like, oh my gosh, oh my god, oh my god, are you dying? You feel faint? I'm like, I'm okay, but I need to go to the doctor. I need a clean towel. I need to put pressure. Blah 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 blah. So, right as
some dirt on it, you'll be fine.
She gets to picking me up, and then my brother-in-law shows up right as I'm about to jump in the car. And he's like, "Holy shit!" I was like, because at this point, I'd lost a solid liter and a half of blood. Like,
nasty.
I mean, it's really pouring out, and
it's woozy over here.
No, like I knew I was like I'm a big guy, right? So I have lots of blood, but I knew I was like I probably should do something about this because I start feeling like that kind of like panicky kind of feeling where you're like, yeah, I'm losing enough blood that my brain's going, you gotta do something about that. So I end up wrapping it up. We get to the hospital, and I'm always the guy that goes to the. I've never been to the front of the hospital, like as a patient. I've always been to the ambulance bay, right? So I didn't know where to fucking park. My wife doesn't know where to fucking park. Because I'm like, just go to the ambulance bay. She's like, we can't just take it. I was like, I have my card. I'll just get in. And she's like, you have to go in as a patient. I'm like, I'll be a patient. I'll just call my own report. Anyway, argument. So she parks in front. We end up valeting, whatever, the car, and they ended up dropping us off at the wrong door. And so it's like maybe 100-yard walk through the hospital. I had to go through the cafeteria. Mind you, I'm leaving size 14 fucking bloody prints everywhere. And I'm actively fucking bleeding, like gush, like squirt everywhere. I walk my happy ass. I'm mad at this point. I'm like, fuck it. Let's just go to the goddamn let's just get to the ER. So I walk through the fucking like labor and delivery area, through the fucking the concession stands, the cafeteria, like where they sell like stuffed animals and balloons and shit. You're like getting that crap. I finally show up at the ER, and I'm standing there, and like this lady's not looking up, right? She's just sitting there. I was like, just take, fill out your paperwork. And I'm like, I'm bleeding. And she's like, just fill out your paperwork. And I'm like, okay. So I sit down, but I put my fucking foot up on the back of the chair that's next to her.
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm bleeding on her chair, the chair next to her. At this point, I'm in full fuck everybody mode, right? Like, I'm pissed. I'm tired. I'm bleedy. I just want some fucking stitches and some pain meds to go home. And she's like, oh, shit. She finally looks at it, freaks out. They get me back. The doctor was real cool. The nurse practitioner, everybody was really cool. In and out, like 30 minutes. Give me some fucking pain meds, numb me up. Give me I think I got 14 stitches. Send me home. Got your
Them
antibiotics.
rookie numbers. We gotta get them numbers up.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I get home.
14 stitches. I thought this was like a medical emergency.
Yeah, I thought we were talking like real wound or something.
Yeah, that's a
14.
Tuesday. That's what that is.
Fucking
That's Tuesday.
pussy.
So they send my happy ass. They send my happy ass home, and they tell me don't move or fucking walk or do anything like that. Well, the guy that was supposed to deliver our new like handmade bed from Mexico, we thought he had scammed us because he stopped calling, right? And we were like, fuck. So I just had a brand new mattress on the floor. I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get up off the goddamn floor with a gimpy fucking leg? Anyway, it was crazy. I opened it up a few times, got infected. Now it's not infected, but it's healing better. There for a while, I was like, God damn it, if I lose my fucking leg, I'm going to be pissed. But that's doing good. It's been a crazy run. Huh?
No giraffe syphilis.
No giraffe syphilis. My wife got a new.
They said it's
dog.
not contagious. You guys are fine.
Yeah. My wife got a dog. It's a English bulldog. Her sister gave it. Her older sister gave it to her. Her name is Gorda. She's just a couple years old, and she does not have a lot of deep thoughts. She has deep feelings, right? Lots of feelings, but not a lot of deep thoughts. They are fucking stupid dog. They are so sweet, like so sweet, sweetest dog in the world. But like they're the kind of dog who stare at a butterfly and walk into a wall, you know, like.
Yes.
So
yeah.
The other day we're out trying to pick food for Delilah, the sulcata tortoise, and me and Tiniest, because I can't stay in fucking bed. I got to move around. And so we're out picking food, and the dog's sitting there and barking at a vulture that's in the fucking air and walks right into a fucking cactus, right? And it's a prickly pear, right? They grow big. Yeah. And she got far enough in there that I was like, come on, just back out. Just like back out. She doesn't have a tail I can grab. It's not like she doesn't have a handle, right? And so I'm like trying to coax her. She won't move. She's just like, fuck it. I'm done. This is my grave. I'm just going to stand here for the rest of all eternity.
Are those things born without tails, or do they cut them off?
It didn't look like it was cut off. It's like a tiny little fucking tail.
Stump.
Yeah. It's not really a stump. It comes to a point. It's just an ugly little corkscrew little fucking thing. It's just like there's nothing to get a hold of. It's like nobody like an inch or two.
I've got a cat. In fact, she's standing right here between my feet, and she was born tailless. She's just got like about 2 inches of tail. Yeah. It's very cute because when she's happy, it quivers. So it's really quite sweet.
Yeah.
She's got this vibrating knob.
But Gorda is like a solid 125 pounds, right? Like she's a big fucking dog in a very small, short body. It was I ended up having to disassemble the cactus around her, right? Like just hacking and chopping on cactus until I got it down to where I could get her out. And then now she's got all of her little face folds are full of cactus.
Tiny little spines.
She thought it was great fun. I just held her between my legs, and she's just sitting there drooling on me. I have a towel down, and so she could just drool and be happy as hell. And just she didn't care about you're yanking them out. It looks like it's painful because like her face is all drawn one way while you're pulling. But she's like, she doesn't give a shit, dude. She's just like, fuck yeah, this is great. You're paying attention to me. This is amazing. But
we're not allowed to have those cacti here in Queensland, but I actually do have a piece of one, and I recently just was repotting it and had like a couple of paddles that I'd taken off to make extra plants. And we also just got a new four-legged friend because we also lost 2 of ours in the space of a couple of months. So we have we went to the shelter, and I looked for a boy who'd been there the longest, and we found Roman, who's a stunning, enormous mastiff, and he's 6. Although I think he might think he's actually 6 months old, but his teeth obviously say he's an adult, but his brain definitely does not. He was exceedingly shy when we brought him home, but over the 2 weeks I think we've had him now, his personality has definitely started to shine. While I was redoing the cacti, I noticed, I looked back and suddenly one of them had totally disappeared out of the pot.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I look around and I find it in the garden, and it's got like these whopping great teeth marks in it, and a full set of claw scratches. Yeah. So I've had to mesh them off just while they settle into their pots, so that I think he'll leave them alone now though.
Are you guys allowed to have the ones without spines?
We're not in Queensland. We're not allowed to have any prickly pear at all, as a purposely put on our, like, purposely cultivated. There are, like, you will see them driving along in the wild because they're seen as a pest here. In other states, you're allowed to own them, like, on your property as a plant and use them, eat them, cultivate them.
But what about the ones that don't have, like, any spines on them? You figure that those ones they wouldn't care about, because those ones are quite awesome. Like, I'll send you some of those. No spines at all.
Spines?
Huh?
I didn't know you could get prickly pears with no spines.
Yeah, I've got some growing out here on the friggin' ranch. Those are the ones I go and pick and feed to the tortoise. I'll just send you a pad or like a.
Do they do fruit? Do they have fruit as well on them?
Yeah, no, they're just exactly like prickly pear, just no spines.
Wow. Because I love the fruit, but obviously you do have to be very careful peeling and preparing.
I pick it with barbecue tongs, and then just I have like my little torch and just burn off all the spines.
I never thought to do that.
Yeah,
there's a way you do that. You cut it in. I learned in Israel. You hold it.
Fuck that
tongs,
shit. Just hold it with the tongs and just
peel it out.
1 second with the freaking.
Yeah.
Like it takes like a half a second because those spines are super flammable. And they're done. They're done.
And because they're translucent, so they're an arsehole to try and get out of your finger. And if you get them in your mouth, oh my God.
Super flammable. They burn just faster than human hair. They're just boom, God. You can burn them like with a Bic lighter if you wanted to, but just the torch is so much easier. When I do huge batches, because I make prickly pear wine, when I make huge batches, I have you know what expanded metal is? Do you guys have it over there? It's like that diamond plate with the diamonds punched out of it. You know, or like a hardware cloth, right?
Okay.
Where it's like half inch
on pickup trucks. There's something on pickup trucks with the fucking that makes it the tread on it, the tread built in.
Oh, okay. We call that. We've got a different name for it here, but I know the stuff you make, racing plate or something. They call it here. Yeah. Well, they make like toolboxes and stuff out of it.
Yeah, well, expanded metal is the racing plate with the little diamonds cut out. So it's like mesh. It's like mesh, right?
Nice.
You could buy it in rolls. I bought a big roll, and I made a. It has like it's a pepper roaster, right? Yeah. So I put all my peppers in it. I turn it over a fire. The peppers tumble in there. They get roasted over the fire. But you could use it for the prickly pear. You throw your prickly pear in there, you build your fire up underneath it real high, and you just turn your prickly pear, and they all get burned off. Brilliant. It takes 2 or 3 minutes to do 100 pounds of prickly pear that way. Yeah. And then I just take them and I just throw them through literally a wood chipper, just a cheap fucking wood chipper, and then right into my wine press and press all the juice out and make wine.
Fantastic. Wow, that must be so tasty.
It is not for the first year. First year, it's kind of
tasty. First year.
The first year, it comes out very dry and very generically cactusy. something fucking magical happens in year 2. And then it comes out in year 2. It is amazing. So you never drink like, but year 1, it's not worth drinking. It's but year 2, it's great. Now year 1, year 1, if you just take your pads and everything and throw them through your wood chipper into a barrel and throw in pectin enzyme and ferment it, then you get mezcal, which is like a tequila knockoff, right? And it's super good, but as a wine, it needs a solid year before. Then after a year, it's great. It's amazing. It's got this beautiful purplish color, and it's got depth of flavor and richness. But that first year, it's just that first year though, it's just generically cactusy and slightly fruity. But and the D47 is the yeast that I use, or EC 11118. So EC 11118 is champagne yeast, and D47 is like a Heffenweiser or a white beer yeast. They could also be used to make a white wine.
Nice.
So, yeah. Somebody is, I don't know, masturbating or playing a game which they can click really fast at. That is a sound of a person.
It's cruel, dude. It's cruel. I live in monotone. I don't know where direction of sound comes from. You've got me looking at
Trimmy threw me under the bus awful fucking fast, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Jesus. You didn't even get a half a second. Oh, man. So
I'm not gonna lie. I'm flying helicopters while we talk.
So
not actually playing a game, just flying helicopters.
So some of the fun of being the first people on this new this new bunch of ranchettes out here, right? Is that we're the first fucking house on all these all this freaking land, which is pretty cool. But the problem is that our road doesn't exist.
I've been there. Welcome to my world, getting fucking packages and shit.
Yeah. So our road doesn't exist. So we got trash service. The trash guy, the boss knows where we're at because he dropped off the trash cans. But his workers can't find us. So
it got so bad. I took a 4x4 sheet of plywood and I painted my address and my name on a big fucking board and posted it up in front of my driveway.
Oh, that's so cute.
So they could figure out who I was and where I lived.
It's been to where it because usually they pick up trash on Tuesday mornings, right? And but we get a text that like, hey, we couldn't find you every Tuesday at like 10 a.m. And so far, and then
or when you get the text that your house doesn't exist. Holy fuck! I'm living in a fucking dream world.
Where am I? I'm in an alternate dimension.
So the trash guy, the boss has had to come out every evening, every Tuesday evening. Yeah. And pick up the trash. It's gotten to the point it's like, hey Roger, how you doing, bud? Oh, I'm doing good. Sorry about that. We'll try to get you next week. But it's like he's come out by flashlight because nobody can find us. Like it's which is cool, but kind of shitty. Because like I was trying to explain. So I moved jobs, right? And so I'm now going to be doing 911 for this whole freaking area around my house, which is great because my I guess what do you call it? My commute went from half an hour to like 4 minutes, right? So and then I got a big raise for coming over here and doing this remote shit.
Yeah.
But I was trying to explain to the new boss. I was like, he's like, so you live out where? And I was like, all right, boss. All right, it's that new place that they're putting up. He's like, he's been out here for a long time. He's like, oh, the new one. Yeah, nobody lives out there. And I was like, no, we do. Mm-hmm. We do. But oh man, we had water.
You have
issues.
to only cut in the daytime so they can see where they're coming.
The stupid water company who installed the water lines couldn't find us. I was like, you installed the water. Your workers came out here and installed the water lines.
Well, hopefully they can't find you to send you the bill either.
That's right. Yeah. They'll find you then, though.
Yeah. Well,
Fast enough.
I was like, what the hell? So, I went inside and I was like, man, we have shit water pressure. So I went outside and I was like, you put a pressure regulator on my fucking line? So I went out there.
They did that to me too, them fuckers.
Yeah. So I went out there and the stupid pressure was set to I think 26 or 25 PSI. I was like, fuck that shit. So I just took it off.
I just adjusted mine, but okay.
Well, I tried to adjust mine, but it would only adjust out to 35.
Yeah, they still hold you back.
Yeah, and so I was like, well, my whole house water filtration system needed 35 to run, everything. And it was barely there. And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I just because it's all it's all
after the shut off. Yeah.
Well, the whole thing is that plastic shit, shark bite stuff nowadays, right? So I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna shut off the water and then just cut it and see what the pressure is on the main line. Pressure on the main line, 40 PSI. Done. No fucking pressure regulator. Fuck you. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I should probably do the same thing.
Yeah, I was like, pressure on the main lines, 40 PSI. I was like, fantastic.
Yeah. My new place, I just had them come, put all new water lines in and stuff, and turned the shower on when I finally got it plumbed, and the freaking shower wouldn't even reach the back of the tub. It didn't have enough pressure. So I went downstairs and I corrected that shit. It'll freaking right across the room now.
Now it's a 40 PSI, and it works. Everything works. It's really cool.
Hey, Blue, you should send me a video of you flushing a toilet someday. I want to see if it really spins backwards down there.
For you, I shall do that. I will do it as soon as we finish.
I wonder if that's true or not. I've never been down that part of the world. So
I've been all over the world, and things do go opposite directions because once you cross the equator.
It is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was that? The Simpsons where they installed water reversers so their toilets would flush the right way when they went there. The machine spun it the other way.
I'm sure it makes
That's where we got Dollary News from too. That same episode, but that was Australia. Yeah. But yeah, same country pretty much.
We're just
axes. We're just a bunch of axes.
So I noticed people from New Zealand hate it when you say they're from Australia.
Yeah, they're very touchy about that. Very touchy.
They're just island Australians.
Right. Australia 2.0. Oh, we're getting some hate mail now. I'm glad they got yours.
Yeah, I'm the one that has to deal with the hate mail. We love you.
Yeah. It's all in good fun. We're just teasing.
Yeah.
I would really love to go visit both of those countries, to be honest with you.
It is stunning.
Except for Northern Australia. I have no need, want, nor wish to go to Northern Australia.
Is that where all the
place
people
is dangerous, man.
Is that where all the people are?
That's where all the things that kill you are.
Oh, I don't care about that.
You step on a thumbtack and it's deadly poisonous up there.
Oh, dude, there's so many cool geckos up there, and there's so many cool little monitor lizards and shit. I'd fucking love it.
I remember watching an outtake from Steve Irwin before before everything went south with him. And he was up that area, and he got bit by a snake, and he had a book out, and he's reading the book, trying to figure out what kind of snake bit him. It was crazy. I don't know if I should be worried or not.
I'll just take a minute.
I'd love to go. One thing I watch YouTube videos. There's a bunch of these New Zealand guys who are on a war against the feral goats and the feral hogs in New Zealand. Evidently, they're just fucking overrun. They got tons and tons of feral goats. And it just looks like they have so much fun.
I didn't realize that until the internet came around. I didn't realize that kangaroos were assholes.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
they'll fuck your world up.
Yeah.
You know, as a kid, you know, everybody here in the States, that kangaroos are like the coolest thing ever, you know. And then
There's a
the
shit
internet comes
of
out and there's
wild
kangaroos
kangaroos.
beating the shit out of people.
Here in Texas, there's a fuckload of wild kangaroos. When y'all come and visit, I'll take you down. There's just they had them in a small ranch. This ranch had like maybe 30 kangaroos back in the fucking 60s. And then
I do need a pet ground sloth though, or a pet tree sloth.
A couple of fucking like storms and whatnot happened, and some fences got knocked down, and then now there's just tens of thousands of kangaroos. All this like
because
area.
They can breed. Their breeding cycle is like nothing on earth. So kangaroos can actually pause a pregnancy. If there's a drought or there's a shortage of food or for whatever reason, they can pause being pregnant. At the same time, they can have delivered a peanut or whatever. I can't remember what it's called before a joey, but like when it's first born, it's literally the size of a fingernail. She doesn't even know she's delivered. So there are 2 teats in her pouch. So she can have one of those on one teat, and she can have a joey, and she can be pregnant and have that paused pregnancy going all at the same time. So like literally 3 going at once.
Damn.
And that joey, so that's why they breed.
Sounds like some of the women around my place.
Yeah.
Well, there's just so many of them. It just, we were driving along one day, and my wife, we were like, it's an area around Victoria, Texas, which is kind of an area that's known for like having a bunch of exotic animals. You can drive down these old country roads, and it's pretty much like going through a drive-through zoo. And well, we were driving down this road, and all these beautiful bluebonnets were everywhere. And I'm like, hey, look at the pretty flowers. And then as soon as we stop, all these freaking kangaroos just stand up. They were just foraging, right? And it was just like, there was hundreds of them, and we're like, what? Kangaroos?
They call them mob when they're all together.
Yeah. But they were huge.
Yeah, they stand like 6 foot something.
They're fucking well done.
8. They're the males. Oh my god, the shoulder muscles on those things are just insane. They put most of them on steroids.
A video my wife was showing me of one drowning someone's dog. Right, like this dog was barking at the freaking kangaroo, and the king. I mean, obviously the person didn't have good control of their dog. The kangaroo grabbed the fucking dog, drug it into the water, and was just like holding it under the water, like "fuck you, dog."
They swim. They can swim. They swim very well.
Did I tell you about my dog story from today?
No, what'd you do?
Looked on the security camera, and there's a mountain lion chasing the dog around in my yard today.
Oh shit!
What?
Yeah, I had to run out with the old pistola and run him off. I didn't shoot him; I just scared him away.
Damn, son.
They
must be getting hungry, them fellers.
Bush turkeys. Look up the bush turkey. They're quite an interesting creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They build big mounds.
They're protected here, so not allowed to touch them. And they also, unfortunately, like to shag our chickens. And,
yeah, you guys can't have guns either, so you're fucked.
They can.
Well, we can, but we're just not allowed to like fire them in suburbia.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Australia, if Australia had a little bit better gun laws, it'd be somewhere I would consider living. But they have gun laws. Like you can own a gun. You're restricted on you're quite restricted on a bunch of different things. Like you can't have like semi-autos. There's to be bolt actions or bomb.
Oh wow.
No handguns. No handguns.
What? No handgun?
What? All right.
No.
And
you can have a handgun, but that has to stay. You can have a handgun, but that I'm pretty sure has to stay at a gun club.
A gun club. It's at a gun club. So you can own a gun. You can own a handgun, but the handgun has to stay at a gun club.
In my old age, my handgun's about all I use anymore.
You have to attend your gun club a certain amount of times per year. We don't own a handgun. We have.
I'm gonna come out and let you guys know. I'd rather shoot a person than I would an animal, to be perfectly honest. So that I love my handgun.
Agreed. Agreed.
I mean,
it literally hurts my feelings to shoot animals. I don't like it.
I like shooting feral hogs. They really make.
I used to love hunting, but I just lost my taste for it.
Feral
I don't
hogs
mind
is not hunting.
It's hunting. Still, I mean, it's easy
eradication.
hunting.
No, it's not. The bitches are nocturnal. They're assholes. You need like thermals and night vision.
I used
They're
to
not just.
I used to shoot them or whatever you call it down in Florida when I lived there. But yeah, they're not as bad as in Texas, but they still got them.
They get smart real fucking fast here. You can only like if they're out during the day and you hunt them once, they've now become nocturnal. Like
you see those videos on the internet where those guys that trap them in those electronic traps.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
They are cool, man. They catch like a whole herd of them at once. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, those are pretty cool, man. They do that. The trap drops from like the trees.
Yeah. Or they have like big electronic gates that just slam shut. Yeah.
It has a feeder in the very center, so it brings the whole thing in. And once they get enough weight on the fucking feeder, the gate actually closes. And
well, most of them are triggered by an app. You can watch it live.
Yeah, the guy when I was watching, the guy, he was watching it on the camera, and he decided when he wanted to shut the gate because there was like one that was hanging outside. He's like, "I want that one. I'm waiting." And yeah.
Like I'd love to do that, but
a lot of my redneck friends down in Florida will go out and trap a few of them a few months before deer season, and fatten them up in a pen and use them for their deer sausage.
Yeah, see, I wish we had. Nice. We don't have here. We're at this piece of property. We have a couple, but not enough that I've seen. Like after it rained, I saw a couple of tracks, but not enough to be a fucking hazard. And they haven't come to any of my deer feeders. I dug some holes and put corn in the bottom of them, and then buried the corn, and then put
I was looking at my local regulations, and they have banned feeding deer here, right?
Yeah.
But I was at Tractor Supply today, and like half the aisles were deer feed. I don't understand how that correlates.
Well, I'm doing it I want to see just what's out there, right? So I just post hole dig like a hole, maybe 2 feet deep. Fill that hole about 4 inches from the top, full of corn, and then bury it, and then put my camera over the top of it.
Speaking of deer feed, has anybody ever tried sweet feed for mycology at all? I
have not. I have tried it for making whiskey, and it makes a terrible whiskey.
What's sweet feed? That deer feed?
It's a horse supplement. It's got like molasses in it and some other stuff.
Yeah, it's got molasses and various minerals in it. It also has a pretty high salt content.
Does it?
Yeah, it's pretty. If you look at the salt content, it's like 2% salt or some shit.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
and there was all kinds of strange stuff I was looking at. There was beet pellets in Tractor Supply now.
I've used the beet pulp.
Yep,
pellets.
They had the beet pulp and beet pellets there.
I've used those in substrate when I got them for really cheap. And just mixed them in with just because I could. There was no negative effects, but there was no whoa, man, that's the newest, coolest thing I'm going to do.
I was talking to the farmer that I hired to grow me the millet, and he's like, I don't know what it is about your millet, but it will not stop being green. I'm still waiting to harvest it. He showed me pictures of just huge millet sprays sticking off in the fields. He said, you're going to have a bumper crop. If you got a lot of room for storage, you tell me.
You might have to hit it with 2,4-D, bud. You might have to hit it.
He's just waiting for it to dry down so he's going to cut some of the hay and give me the hay too.
Yeah, you probably a lot of that millet stuff, man, it'll go till the first freeze after a freeze, that millet some of it will become quite toxic. Like it releases cyanide and the tips become red. But what they do is they spray a desiccant on it. Like they spray like 2,4-D or
that's illegal.
Roundup. What?
2,4-D is banned in the United States since the 70s. I'm just going to let you know that.
Not in Texas.
Well, that's not really the United States. It was killing all the bald eagles, remember?
No, we're talking about something different. Yeah, you're talking about DDT.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're talking about DDT.
Maybe, you're right.
It's 2,4-D. and it's a just a general herbicide, but it doesn't like linger a lot like Roundup lingers.
Yeah.
But they use it a lot to like kill down non-organic like grain crops. I like you can use it, but you have to wait 3 weeks before you harvest. So you burn your crop down. It's called burning it down. And then you wait 3 weeks and you can harvest it.
So when I get all this millet, I'm probably going to fill my truck bed up with it and drive cross country and visit all you guys like Santa Claus. Throwing out bags of millet.
How many acres of millet did you grow?
I don't know. I bought $3,000 worth of seeds.
Jesus, son. That's probably
That's a lot.
That is so much. You could like that's like let's say that's do you have
Dude, like a dollar? Like a dollar will do like a quarter acre minimum. $1 a seed will be like a quarter acre. So
well, I mean, the farmer's going to keep a little bit of it. I mean, we're working.
No, I don't care if he's keeping half.
Stuff,
I don't care if he's keeping half. You've got enough millet to last you and everything else for fucking another decade. Easy.
I'm sorry.
You probably got. Oh man! How many pounds of millet seed did you buy?
I didn't even ask him. I just told him buy me. He was planting millet for his cows, and I was like, buy me $3,000 worth, and I'll pay you whenever you harvest it.
Oh, son, you only need 20 pounds per acre if you want a double crop.
I told him I was going to give him a percentage of everything, of course, for his trouble. So it should work out. Because he's got to make a little bit of money off of it. I can't expect him to do it for free.
All right, so Florida grown. Did you buy white? What kind of millet did you buy, bud?
Proso millet, I think it was called.
That's a white. That's a white.
The white one.
I think that's what it's called. It looks just like the bird ones that you buy in the store for your pet.
Yeah, that's a white millet. You bought.
That made me realize I bought the wrong one because I got the red one. So I'm giving it to the children.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know whenever I get it.
Just look at really quick.
I've never grown a single mushroom and millet in my life, and I went both feet in.
All right, we need to do the math here real quick.
As per usual.
Holy shit, son!
I've always heard it was the best. I just can never find it anywhere.
No, you've done right. Don't listen to them. Don't feel bad.
No, I'm not feeling bad. I'm just like, woo. Like that's
I'm
incredible.
impressed. He's gonna have a lot of fucking millet. That's a lot of trike right there.
Are you saying I have a lot of trike, fucker?
What happened?
Never seen.
I have a biological trike weapon that I've been meaning to send to you.
Yeah.
As soon as you open the package, your whole house it's gonna be like Myco City in your fucking house.
That's what happens 95% of the time whenever I bring something into the fucking house.
You got 75 fucking bags. Okay, hold on. This is at the like most expensive Proso I could find. Whew. 3,750 divided by 25 at a double crop. Ooh,
he's got 90 bags if he bought it at Tractor Supply. He's got 90 50-pound bags.
You had 1,500 acres worth of seed.
Wow. This guy's a big farmer.
Yeah, dude, what are you gonna fucking do with it? Because it makes a lot. It's very productive.
He's gonna have a lot. He'll have hay. He'll have straw. The guy will have feed for his cows. That's why he's happy to do it.
The farmer's keeping some. So,
you get 2.5 to 5 tons an acre, dude.
How many acres did you say?
I don't know. I didn't know.
2.5 tons an acre.
I just told him to grow it.
2.5 to 5 tons a fucking acre. So, oh, sweet Lord, son.
Hold on.
You have enough. You have almost 4,200 tons. You're of millet seed if you planted it all. If you planted all 1,500 acres, you have enough. You're the United States
famine
You're the
in
United
Africa.
States 26th largest grower of fucking millet at that point.
I think
like,
I'm starting to think your math is off slightly.
No, it's not. I looked it up, but
Holy
USDA
1,500 acres for $3,000. Why don't
Yeah.
all farmers grow that?
because it's only $167 a fucking acre in profit. It's not very profitable.
Well, he uses it for cattle feed, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's not super profitable.
I mean, but
because it's
just thinking of it like this. I mean, when you go to Tractor Supply and you buy a 50-pound bag, you're spending $30. All right, you spend $3,000, right? so that's fucking 90 fucking 50-pound bags. 90. I could fill my house and put 90 bags in that fucking place, and maybe have room for a tent.
Yeah, it's 20 pounds of millet seed to double crop on an acre, to like double plant. So you get a grain silo. I suggest you build one.
I was gonna say,
a couple of route cars.
He did mention he was going to deliver it in the big forklift bags.
Yeah, but that's bad in there. They are bad. Bad.
You better have those undercover, because if they get
I have a warehouse for them.
Okay, yeah. Well, you're just congratulations on being the United States 26th largest producer of fucking proso millet, son.
You guys are jealous.
It's a fuckload.
I am jealous indeed. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. Jesus, that's a lot of
money.
If you were smart,
we'll see what I actually get out of this. I mean,
if you were smart, you have enough millet. If you would buy some custom printed fucking bags
and sell them,
right?
Yeah.
And sell it in 2-pound fucking bags or 5-pound bags in the mycology.
You make a fat
millet. Throw it on the what you call it?
Okay,
the Etsy, and then you just sell it. You have the Etsy sell it. You drop ship it because it'll print off at your house the fucking sticker. All you have to do is drop it at the mail.
Where's the FAFO podcast pics? Here's a picture of the guy. The guy sent me when he was planting it. That's all. He showed me a picture of it growing the other day, but I don't have a copy of that. But this was him when he was getting ready to plant. I put it in the podcast.
Oh, fucking mighty. That's so fucking much, son. Oh my God, you're gonna have so much. Okay, like you better just sell 5-pound bags. 5-pound bags. That's the seed.
Yeah, those were the seeds.
That's the seed.
So
you're gonna get
back to you now.
He's going to get 25 or 30 of those back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going to need to. But I was saying.
Now, I am not growing just for my personal use here. This is through my grow program. So, I mean, it's not. I'm going to be growing a lot of mushrooms.
Dude, no.
One of those bags will last your entire program a year.
Shut your damn dirty mouth.
And that's for grain. That's not even a substrate, dude. I mean, the straw.
Oh, I got the hay coming. The hay and straw from it's coming too. And I have a big
you're double
gas-powered fucking chipper shredder that shreds and chips, and I'm going to run the straw through that.
The double dipping is fucking awesome. I mean, not only do you get the millet, you get the hay. So I like it.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Of course,
but I would suggest.
I get a share of the hay. I don't get every bit of it. This guy's
so much.
I pretty much paid for him to plant all of his fields, and I get.
He's getting out of this like gangbusters. Yeah. He didn't have to do shit. He's got all the feed for his cattle and everything.
Yeah, I paid for everything. He's doing. I mean, we're both making out because he's doing all the work, and I'm getting all the benefits, and it works out great.
You could have done. It looks like
this guy's also a physics teacher, by the way.
Well, physics the fuck out of the $3,000 a month. But
nice
man, I would too. Even if you don't want to get custom printed bags, dude, just do a custom sticker and just go like Sergeant Trim's super badass millet,
FAFO millet,
FAFO millet, and then sell that shit in 5-pound bags. and they just have it because it'll 5-pound bag will fit in a small.
I don't know about you guys. It's hard to find. Or like just fill fucking UPS boxes, the large UPS boxes or USPS boxes.
It always comes with the fucking. It never just comes by itself. It's always a pain in the ass to find just millet. It's always bird feed and fucking suck my ball mix, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Make your dude. Let's do this. And then just make yourself some extra fucking money and pay off some damn bills or some shit.
You know, the USPS extra large, ship anywhere box, flat rate shipping.
Yeah.
And just line it with a bag and fill the fucker to the rim with millet and just put a sticker on top and mail it out.
How much that weigh, you think?
Oh, man, probably 20 pounds.
Yeah, 22 pounds.
That'd be perfect.
$25. $25. Yeah.
Nice.
We shall see.
If you sell those at $25, they'll go all day. I mean, make the people pay, shipping.
Yeah.
But so don't include shipping in the price. But at $25, it's a hell of a deal. I'd buy a couple of them. But
I'm taking a couple home when I come to your house, Timmy.
I'll just if you got a truck, I'll just load one of them bags in the back of your truck. Come in the winter, it'll give you extra traction.
So much fucking millet, buddy.
I'm coming on my snowmobile.
I'll put skis under yours then.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, hopefully I get a nice load. But yeah, they built me a warehouse or a cold storage warehouse this summer, so I got really stored a lot of stuff.
Nice. When you sent me that picture a while back, I thought that was the harvest.
What I'm getting.
I didn't know that was
a seed.
I didn't know that was a seed. Or I would have been. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you got to find a place to do something with it, buddy. And I think the FAFO millet.
Well, first it has to be delivered to me. Then I got to find something to do with it.
Yeah, but selling the boxes of it would be a great idea. I think you'd do really well with it. I think people would love it. Maybe it kicks off a whole new business and you can stop having to deal with stupid people all day.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, you can just work for your damn self.
Well, I didn't technically use my own money to buy this with, so I got to be careful.
It's okay. No one will know.
Right. I mean, you're allowed to be stupid with somebody else's money.
So if all of that actually made
seeds.
Pretty...
Oh man, he showed me pictures on his phone the other day. They were long as my forearm, the seed pods on it.
So let's say you did 20-pound boxes. You'd have 3,000 20-pound boxes.
Mm-hmm.
If you sold those at 20, you're looking at $75,000.
No, you would have 6,000. You would have 6,000 because you have 3,000 fucking 50-pound bags.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah,
that's if I got all of it. I mean,
yeah,
right.
We're
thinking positive, Trimmy. We're thinking positive.
Yeah, but that'd be $150K if you sold it at the 20-pound boxes. So
I mean, knowing my luck, he'll only bring me one bag and say, "Here you go."
No,
one bag is
that. You bought so much.
You want a refund? You want a refund?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 fucking bags there on the back of that trolley. Like, you better bring you at least fucking 12 bags.
Yeah, I do know where he works and where he lives. So, well, sort of where he lives. I know the general area, and pretty much if you throw a rock in that area, you're hitting his farm. So,
yeah. How do you like those little crawler things? I see those little crawler things with a bucket.
I've never driven a Caterpillar version of it, but that looks nice.
Yeah. I've seen the ones that have a bucket on the front of them. The little crawlers like that with a bucket on the front.
Yeah, the one that guy has is multi. You can put different attachments on the front.
Nice. Yeah, the bucket ones are pretty cheap. The non-branded, they're not like Cat brand or anything. But around here, I think they come up from Mexico.
Farmers get nothing but the best,
Yeah, they come up from Mexico around here, and I think they're like running about $10,000, with the little bucket on the top, but you can put pallet forks on them. But they're not that bad. They're not that bad. It'd be kind of fun to have.
Well, you know what I want? What you should want is a JCB skid steer. The single armed one. Oh, yeah. It's got an extendable boom on it, even, dude. It's so. I want one so bad. I don't need one. I just want one.
The tractor I want is a TYN, but the tractor I'm probably going to end up with is a Coyote, just because Coyote's here local, and TYN might have to drive like 300 miles. Yeah. And so if anything breaks, I'd have to haul it 300 miles. You know.
Right.
So it's one of those. What's local? What's not local? So yeah.
Cool.
Damn it.
Nothing beats a good tractor on a farm, though, or a little homestead.
I'm so excited. Everything's going great, right? At this second, nothing's fucked up, seriously. Nothing's seriously fucked up. Everything's going well. I mean, I haven't had to sell a kidney.
I've been trying to figure out where to sell those at. Nobody wants to buy mine for some reason.
They were doing a study here where they were selling, you could have sold your left nut.
No, I never offered to sell my nuts. No, come on, man.
$60,000 for one testicle.
Although I don't use them much anymore.
Yeah, but it was $60,000 for one testicle. All they wanted was one testicle for $60,000 because they were doing a bunch of like hormonal.
That's nowhere near enough.
That's more than enough. I would fucking sell it for
$60,000.
Yeah. For one testicle. You know what happens to the other one? The other one grows twice the fucking size and takes over. It's not a big deal. People lose a testicle all the time. I had a really good friend of mine who lost a fucking testicle. He was being pulled behind he was on a tractor tire donut, you know, like being pulled behind a car in the snow, and the fucking bungee broke and whacked him right in the fucking nut. He said that thing.
No.
Yeah, it fucking popped. He stood up and his fucking testicle rolled down his fucking pant leg.
Oh,
yeah, it was bad.
Vicious,
it was quite bad. Like we had to pick his ass up because he was like he couldn't move. Like anything moving.
You should have picked his ball up. I mean, fuck.
We didn't know it was down his pants. He was just kind of quietly whimpering and screaming, and there was blood everywhere. And,
as you would.
So we just kind of tilted him. He was like frozen. We tilted him into the back of like the excursion, which is what we were pulling him with, and drove his ass to the hospital. And then it turns off when they took his snow pants off that his fucking nut was right there, like down the leg, like in his halfway between his like knee and his fucking thigh like area, just there on the string. But it popped, it like exploded, and they ended up cutting that one off. And his other nut grew like just fine. He ended up having a bunch of kids. He was fine. So I was like,
you guys know in a past life I worked at a mushroom factory, right?
Yeah.
And I was a maintenance man, but slash EMT, I guess there. And we had this guy who jumped off his motorized pallet jack too early, and it ran him over.
Ouch.
And I ran over there with the other maintenance man, and we're like, "What's wrong with him?" And he's like, "My leg." And my buddy took his pocket knife out and he cut the guy's pants leg off, and all of his fucking skin was laying in the bottom of his pants.
The
peeled him like a banana. And my buddy looked at that guy. His guy's name was Johnny. He said, "Johnny, you're gonna need a big fucking Band-Aid." And that was the last thing I remember before I passed out.
You passed out. Oh, God.
But Johnny, you ain't got no legs.
You need a big fucking Band-Aid, buddy. Like, holy fuck.
That's gorgeous.
My buddy had a really dry sense of humor. He should have been an EMT. He had a really nice bedside manner and everything.
But yeah. No, so you only need one at $60,000, dude. Let's do this. I ain't that attached. I've had all the kids I want right now. We're good to go. Like you can have that left one. They give you a prosthetic. It's not like
every day anyway for the rest of your entire lives. So it's not like you need two.
Right?
It's not like Yeah.
They give you a prosthetic, except I want my prosthetic to have a fucking Bluetooth hotspot.
I was going to say, you want to have it like one of those with a spot that you can press.
There's no way that you can sell this to me to make it seem like something I'd want to have happen.
No. I just want to have a Bluetooth hotspot. It doesn't have to do anything. Okay, no. Even better yet. It has a Bluetooth hotspot. The only thing it does is have my contact information. That's it. And so,
like microchipping your dog.
Yeah, people are like, oh, look, there's an open Bluetooth connection, right? And so they click on it, and it just like automatically, it's like Pharaoh's crotch. You're now connected to Pharaoh's crotch. Here's his fucking contact information, phone number, and email.
Oh, it's like when you can do that tap and spend for the credit cards and the fucking at the register.
That's it.
It's up there. You whack your nuts up against the fucking.
Exactly.
Yes. There we go. Now I'm in.
Yeah. See,
now I'm in.
That's it.
It'll be a bugger on those ones that have insert.
I needed this fucking podcast. It's been a while since I smiled like this. It's been a couple weeks. It's starting to hurt. It's starting to hurt. Smile. It's starting to hurt.
I've laughed this much in at least a fortnight.
Yeah. But I think it would be fucking great. Like you're on a plane and somebody's like, and suddenly you get a fucking text like, "Who is this?" "Oh, bitch, I know you connected to my testicles." Yeah.
People like put like FBI van or shit like that. Mom would be D's nuts. Connected to D's nuts.
And it just airdrops your contact information. That's all it is. Yeah.
And a picture of the nuts. So
exactly.
You are now connected.
Yeah. No internet found. But it would just be fucking hilarious. I think it would be hilarious. My wife would hate it. But I thought it would be hilarious. She'd be like, "Why would you want to do that?" "Because it's fucking hilarious."
Right.
But she'd hate it. She'd be like, "Why are you trying to do that? Are you trying to look for somebody?" "No. I just think it'd be fucking hilarious." It's like, sitting there in church. Bing, 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 bing. See who's connected.
It's like you don't even have to try to send your dick pics. It happens automatically.
Right? Boom. Can't get any better than that.
Well, you could have it with like a little camera on it, and it could automatically send dick pics too.
Live feed.
Too much, like you'd have to like clean it and stuff. Then it was just like,
it's required maintenance. Then
I don't want any maintenance. Too much maintenance.
It could be like the Jurassic Park fucking things where it goes off your body heat and it fucking charges it as you live.
Yeah, exactly, dude. If they could do that shit for fucking watches, where you like walk and shit, like
just the motion of your the watch.
Exactly, it'd be great. I think it'd fucking be awesome.
Walking would have it charging.
These are the thoughts that kept me out of the good schools. But at the same time, I think this is a thought that would probably, out there, somebody's going, "God damn it, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard."
Magnificent.
Kickstarter. It's crotch to you or something like that. I don't know. Anybody else have any
Bluetooth? Tactical
Anyone
Bluetooth.
else have any interesting or funny news or anything else going on with everybody else? Somebody catching up on everybody else's life? What kind of fun stuff's been going on? We know that, I mean, other than like horrific, because I've had a bunch of horrific bullshit happen, but I mean, I bet you Deadpool's had to fight like a penguin or something recently.
Yeah, same one keeps coming back. Derek keeps fucking with me.
Did you feed it?
Yeah, probably.
You're having bear problems?
Admit it. You fed it.
Oh, no. Well, it depends on what you mean. I mean, I might have inserted something into his beak, but,
You ever read that book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie? You don't do that shit with fucking penguins. They'll never leave.
Nah, the fucking bears come around here only because they smell shit and they want to get their fucking face in fucking everything.
I had a fox in the backyard the other day. A little cute, little bitty, what do you call him? Little gray fox. And it was just chilling, staring at my bird feeder. But, yeah, it was quite cute. That's about all. I'm getting my the lab set back up. There's a little bit of echo in here because there's not a lot of stuff set up in here yet, except for a couple tables and benches. But
I have to get mine going too now. I got to send my daughter some Myco stuff. So I'm gonna make her a bunch of cut and grows.
I should have the flow hood should be over here tomorrow, along with the last of the benches, and we should be setting those up over the next couple of days before I have to go back to work. Oh man, this week's going quick. We'll have to go back to work on like Monday or so.
I decided I'm just not going to go anymore. I'm not going to quit.
What to what?
Well, I mean, you're millet rich. You've got enough fucking millet to retire. You've got enough.
Send back the millet to class.
Maybe I'll stay long enough to take the millet delivery. Then I'll stop going. How's that sound?
Yeah, I mean, like if people are just going to trade you shit and fucking millet, you're going to go. You're like a millet king right now.
Oh yeah.
If those eggs haven't hatched yet, I gotta wait till I collect them. Then I can say I'm millet rich.
Yeah. Yes.
Never know what might happen between now and then. The field could burn down or something.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's green. It shouldn't burn down yet.
Well, it should be. That was like a week ago last time I talked to him, so it should be a lot better now. We've had several hard frosts.
Yeah.
Because he said he had harvested everything except for my millet already. So last time I talked to him.
Oh, was he not doing millet everywhere else? So the only millet he was growing was yours?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Mine and his. Yeah, he grew corn and wheat and a few other things besides. This guy has a lot of farmland.
Seems like it.
I think he even grew some rye, I want to say, or something.
I would like to find a guy that would grow some fucking rye berries for me.
Yeah, this guy, they grow a lot of rye around here. We're like the beer belt here, man. We grow all the stuff for our beer.
Dude,
or the farmers around here.
How would you do millet and not rye?
Because they always tell me millet's best.
Who says that?
Most of the Myco communities.
Well, millet works really, really well.
It's just hard to get and it's expensive. That's the downfall of it.
Not now. You got more millet than any other Myco person in the history of fucking mycology.
Right.
Yeah.
You're eating breakfast, lunch, and fucking dinner.
Well, people do eat it. That proso millet, it makes a decent porridge. And
so it's like a porridge or something you were saying.
Yeah. It makes a porridge.
The birds sure bread.
Love it. They also eat it quite a bit in Africa. They make alcohol out of it. They make breads, they make cereal grains, a bunch of different stuff out of it. It's actually
bread because you can make flour.
Yeah, no, it makes really nice flour.
Okay.
The only really bad things I've ever heard from people about millet is that it makes a mess. It gets everywhere because it's like little BBs.
That's only when you're fucking hydrated and everything.
It's like that fucking polystyrene beads you have in bean bags.
Right.
Yeah, it expands a lot, but you're getting all. Oh, wait a second. So you're getting yours all fresh. It's not dry and.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be awkward. I don't know how to do that. I've never had to bother with that.
I don't know how dry it's gonna be because he's letting it dry down in the field before he harvests it.
Yeah, but I mean, dry in the field for them to harvest it is not dry to be put in the storage. You know what I'm saying?
It's generally pretty close. Especially with a small grain like that, it's going to really dry fast. So, I mean, my biggest concern is to threshing it off of those the stalks. Like he has a thresher, right?
A what? Yeah,
The
the
thresher?
Combine? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so if he can set his combine fine enough to take it, then he shouldn't have a problem with it at all. It should come out nice
he
and
may even put it in a silo for me and dry it down a bit too.
clean. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that's the whole reason why a lot of the people put the antibacterial and the antifungal sprays on them is because they will, if they're not dried enough, it'll just go rot the fuck.
Well, I mean,
it's
when
real high.
When they store this stuff, they have like they're grain bins with giant fans in them, and they just turn the fans on.
And they cycle them so they draw down the middle and then pour back in the top.
Yeah,
so it cycles over it turns over the grain.
Nice.
But it's real high protein, real high in nitrogen. So when you're looking at grain and you're looking at it from a standpoint of mycology, or like you're looking at it from a standpoint of fertilization, or for animal use, you can always look at protein and kind of just straight convert that across for nitrogen. So if it's high protein, it means it's high nitrogen. But Proso millets, it's good stuff. I've just used bird feed, which has a lot of that in there. You might consider seeing if there's a market for it as well. So you don't unless you get on actually selling it to other mycology people, you're gonna have a fuck ton. Like
oh my God.
Nice.
Like, that's a lot.
If that equates to 12 of those bags, even at like a minimum, worst case scenario, you end up with 6 of those fucking bags. You are still looking at an eternity.
Literally, tons of it. Yep.
Yeah. Well, if he gets 6 bags back, he got raped because he only got his initial investment.
That's not right. It's not right. You should at least get more than your initial investment.
Yeah, especially with how productive it is. At 2.5 to 5 tons per fucking acre, you should be getting at least double your investment back. So if you get 6 bags, you should get 12 bags back.
12
if you guys
back.
Yeah. If you guys are splitting it 50-50 or however, God knows how many fucking bags you're going to get. At that point, you might as well just go into fucking full-time business. Just go to your local
granary,
your USPS store, and just take every fucking flat rate shipping box they have. just be like, I need a pallet of them. Trust.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot.
And you maybe even go online and look and see if you can't order them bulk and have them delivered to your house. I know we can do that here.
Well, yeah, they'll do that. They send them to your house on bulk supplies for free. But I think there's a limit. Like they won't send over 25 or 30, and you're gonna laugh at them and be like, "Those are rookie numbers."
If you're a small business,
yeah, you're like, I need that every day. That was Trimmy. He's trying to kill himself.
I crashed my helicopter.
Oh,
I quit.
I figured.
I turned it off. Now I'm done with that.
What is Deadpool gone?
He's here, isn't he?
No, he dropped off. I think he fucking he probably lost signal.
Internet gave it. That's what that song was. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the signal dropping.
Was that him? Maybe his battery just ran out.
He has a mouse that runs on a wheel that runs his internet, and once in a while he forgets to feed the mouse.
Surprisingly, we got really good internet out here. We went with a company.
No one else is there yet.
Yeah.
No one's using it. You're the only one on the tower.
Yeah, it is kind of like a tower thing, but we paid for the bandwidth on the tower. So, it was a little bit pricey, but overall, it's 200 megs. So
I don't understand why Deadpool's internet's so bad. He has that satellite stuff from Elon Musk there.
Because if you look at... Yeah, but if you look at where he's at on it, he's at the outside edge.
So he loses his satellites once in a while, huh?
Yeah, they're going around a mountain or around something else, and they're losing them occasionally.
Gotcha.
Did you see where AT&T was fixing to sue Starlink because Starlink was about to release their own like phone service?
Ah,
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh no, it's a monopoly." But you're like, AT&T, don't you also have internet service and phone service? Like, what's going on here?
yeah. They've been a monopoly for too long. They think that they are the only ones who are allowed to have it.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
I thought they broke them up like in the 90s. Like there was a big monopoly.
I know they tried to, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they bought all the other phone companies.
Mm. Yeah, that's right. They made them sell off what turned out to be U.S. Cellular. And then U.S. Cellular died or whatever, and it got turned into T-Mobile. And then T-Mobile has become this ginormous conglomerate as it is. But I like T-Mobile. They've done right. I mean, they keep trying to push us into a more expensive fucking plan than the one that I've had for the last God knows how many years, like decade. But they keep trying to push us into like, oh, go to this plan. It'll be better for you. And I'm like, no. I think the plan of unlimited everything is I'm just going to stay with that. Yeah.
Yeah, see, Verizon's come out with a new prepaid plan to kick that straight talk company.
Yeah.
$25 a month, they said.
Yeah, there was that Boost Mobile also has one like that. And Boost Mobile runs off of the backside of the T-Mobile platform. So it works pretty good. I've seen people with it.
I can't remember what the new Verizon was called, like Blue or something. I can't remember.
Who knows? They keep coming out with new crap all the time.
$25 prepaid cell. That should bring it up.
I know there's Mint Mobile, which was the Deadpool guy, the guy who plays Deadpool in the movies.
Ryan Reynolds
owns that one.
There's so many here I can't keep up.
Total is called by Verizon, the new one.
Good times. Anybody got any other mycology related shit? Because I haven't really been keeping up on the mycology related news.
Okay, am I correct in telling somebody 70-30 for the split for alfalfa and wood?
Yeah, 70% wood, 30% alfalfa. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that for?
I didn't have my myco notes, and I told somebody that. I felt like I was lying.
Gourmet.
So I figured I better double check. For gourmets, yes. Wood
so you take like 70% like wood pellets, like for your barbecue pit or something like that. Cheap wood pellets. And 30% pelletized rabbit food or pelletized like the alfalfa pellets that you can get for horses and shit. So 70% hardwood pellets, 30% alfalfa, right there in that sweet spot. Plenty of calcium, plenty of freaking magnesium, plenty of everything else in there. Plenty of nitrogen, works out perfectly. It's got all the micronutrients and shit you want. You can always kick it up a bunch by adding other shit like coffee grounds, erythritol, which is something I always suggest people add just because it's like steroids for mushrooms. And you can add a little bit of whatever else you want. Like I like straw, just because it keeps it from becoming such a compact brick. Because if you add just basically ground up wood to ground up vegetable matter, it can become like a fucking brick if you compress it. So adding some straw or something else in there to kind of floof it up a little bit, and it's going to make your colonization happen much, much faster. So other than that, but you can do I did 70-30 forever. like just by itself without adding anything else to it, and did fantastic and phenomenal. There's certain stuff you don't even need to add grain spawn. Like if you wanted to do like reishi, whatever you want to call them, reishi mushrooms, I don't even use grain spawn with those bitches. I just inject them right into, inject the liquid culture right into the freaking brick of the 70-30.
Straight into your sub.
Straight into the sub. It goes absolutely shit.
Don't bother putting it to grain at all.
Don't I just skip the fucking grain process at all. It just goes ape shit and goes nuts, and it takes over that entire brick in just a couple of days. Not even any reason for any sort of grain spawn. The entire purpose of grain spawn is just to spread the mycelium around. You know,
and it's to feed it as well.
Well, okay, in CVG, you know, core, verm, and you know, whatever the fuck else.
Non-nutritious substrate.
Yeah. So the CV gypsum. So like, yeah, just like in that core and vermiculite stuff that doesn't have any nutrients in it at all.
I think it's a pH buffer, right? The gypsum? The gypsum's a pH buffer. So like in your core and vermiculite, that would be good for growing your actives.
That stuff doesn't have any nutrients in it. You are fruiting the grain in that. So yes, you have to have a fuckload of grain. And that's why they want like 2 parts grain, 1 part, you know, or 1 or 2 parts sub, 1 part grain. Because they want you to have so much grain because you're literally just fruiting the grain, and the substrate's only acting as a water sponge and to spread the grain out. Now, once you get into doing a nutritional based substrate like forest floor or whatever else, whatever bastardized version of that you want to go with, then the grain goes back to acting like it is for gourmets. And when it comes to gourmets, your grain is only there to spread out the mycelium. The substrate itself, the wood-based substrate, and the alfalfa is the food, right?
Okay.
So using
which
nutritional,
is why it has a whole block and fruits off the sides rather than leaving the surface area like you do in a tub.
Yeah, they have a fruit everywhere. Now,
I thought I might try and do pans, seeing as that we're coming into summer and the humidity is going to be an asshole now for me. So I thought rather than driving myself insane with cubes and trying to give them a cooler space to fruit, I might try and take advantage of the temperature, the ambient temperature that I'm dealing with in my lab, and try and do some pans or something little tropical for the next couple of months.
Well, gourmet guys have been way ahead of the active guys on when it comes to like additives and like nutritional substrate for a long time, and it's only been recently where the gourmet guys and the active guys are kind of crossing over a little bit, and where the active guys are kind of going, it makes sense to feed the mushrooms. Yeah. So, but up until just like the last like 3 or 4 years, everybody's been like, no, man, this is the way it goes. This is the way it always goes. And then the gourmet guys are sitting by and going like, so why are you not feeding the mushrooms? Because like you get a lot more if you feed the mushrooms. When it comes to gourmet, like 2 pounds of grain spawn will do like 50 pounds of fucking substrate. Right.
Well, I just I was just watching one of Renegade Mushrooms videos the other day, and he was harvesting, don't quote me, I think it was turkey tail blocks. And I think by something like the 3rd flush on those blocks, they have gone from being 6-pound blocks to weighing something like just over like 3 pounds. Like the amount that and he said they literally end up being like weighing like a packing peanut by the time he's finished flushing the mushrooms off them. They eat so much of those hardwood fire pellets. So it just makes perfect sense what you're saying, that it's in the gourmets and in anything therefore by definition that's wood loving, if you're not feeding it what it likes to eat and live on outdoors naturally, and if you look at all the actives outdoors naturally, yes, as I have been told before and schooled by Deadpool, anything will fucking grow on Koya because it has no choice, but it doesn't want to be growing on there. It will, only because that's what you've given it. But as you're saying, you know, if you give it something nutritional, then absolutely it's going to go much, much, much better and happier and give you a better flush at the end of the day.
Yeah. And it's all easy stuff. And we've talked about it a ton of times on the podcast. It's just feeding your mushrooms. Just feeding your mushrooms. Okay, once you've got a couple of core verm gypsum grows, CVG grows under your belt, and the reason that the CVG shit came out is because it was designed originally so the most retarded fucking person out there could grow fucking mushrooms because it doesn't have anything really likes to eat.
Yeah, as long as you don't buy the shitty corn that's covered in trike already from the garden department.
As long as you're reasonably fucking sterile and you have good grain spawn, you're going to grow mushrooms on CVG. But once you get into once you graduate from that, you get a couple of good grows under your belt. And then now you can start experimenting with some nutritional substrate and see like the world fucking open up. And it becomes cheaper. A lot of the times, it is way cheaper for me to make like a nutritional substrate than it is for me to buy core and vermiculite and everything else.
100%.
Towards the end, I quit using vermiculite and everything. I just use straight core.
Yeah, core is kind of pricey here, but you know what's not is like cheap ass organic garden soil and straw, and I can throw those bitches together, throw in a little bit of peat moss or something else in a big bale, and rock and roll. And I'm okay with it being a little bit acidic because over time it's going to become a little bit alkalytic. What is it? It's basic that mushrooms can handle that everything else can't, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so what is that they do with the straw? Is some kind of lime? Quick lime. They do that. Yeah. Back in the day, we would take back in the day before anybody really fucking understood what we were doing. We would take big bales of hay, like just cheap ass fucking straw or hay you could buy, and then we'd soak them in freaking water, like hot water, and then put like lime on them and lime the shit out of them. And then just like poke holes and throw in a grain spot and pray. And you're just giving the mushrooms the best chance to fighting. Yeah, and when it fucking worked, my God, it worked. Because you have an entire fucking like 70-pound or 100-pound bale of hay that's fruiting all at once. It made you're getting like wheelbarrows full of freaking mushrooms at a time. And I should try fruiting an entire round bale just to see if I can.
Oh my God.
I fruited an entire fucking round bale of pink oyster mushrooms. And that was a round. Yep. And that's because pink oyster mushrooms don't give a fuck. They're like anything. Yeah, they're like the fucking honey badger or goddamn mushrooms. They don't give a shit. Like their mycelium's pink. Pink don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck. They don't grow on anything. And so they went ape shit. And so how I did that is I flipped a round bale over, put a soaker hose up on top of it, and soaked it. And then I mixed up a shitload of freaking lime water and poured it all over the top of it. Then I wrapped the outside of the hay bale in just plastic. Shipping plastic. Yeah, like shipping plastic. I just walked around. I've got a roll of that stuff in the basement. I got everything I need. Yeah. I just walked around it like 6 or 8 times. And then I went to the top of it and I put boards because I just happened to have them over the top of it to keep like sun down, to keep like bugs and birds and shit off. Moisture in. Yeah. And keep the moisture up in it. And I just literally poke fucking holes with a rock breaker bar, and then just push it far apart, and then throw in like a jar of freaking grain spot and let it go. And then just poke.
My biggest issue is winter is fast approaching. I can't do it. I can do it in the spring, maybe.
Yeah, the spring will be fine. But it fruited. The whole outside plastic turned pink. I knew it was going to be successful when 3 weeks in, I lifted the fucking boards and the undersides of the boards were pink. And I was like, and we're successful. And
Nice.
it turned that 1 ton hay bale. By the time I was done with it, it would have fit easily in the back of a subcompact pickup. Like it ate it completely. The plastic fell off. Like it just became like a pile.
Cool. Good quality compost.
What it did do though was it did fruit. Like if I was to do it again, I would cut holes on the outside around once the plastic turns pink, so that I could fruit out the sides as well. Because the only thing I tried to do was fruit off the top, and oysters really don't like that. So
they like
to hang off the
I was
sides.
thinking you should put it in that, those stands.
I did keep it damp. So I did have a little. I bought this I don't know. It was a little mechanical fucking sprinkler timer. It was basically on for 10 minutes, off for like fucking 8 hours, on for 10 minutes, off for 8 hours. And I did have it on for 10 minutes, off for 8 hours, off for 10 minutes. And just like the just one 25-foot hose wound up on top and staked to keep it there. And all it did was just keep it damp. I took all the boards off of the top, and in the late spring it started fruiting, and it didn't stop, and I couldn't sell them enough. Like I got, I think, 6 really good flushes, and by really good flushes, I mean the first flush was maybe 4 wheelbarrows. Then the second flush was an unbelievable amount, probably 150 pounds.
I should do like 8 or 10 of them next spring in just every color of the rainbow of oysters. Just set them out.
Cool.
I would love to see. I would love to see what happens if you inoculate one with like shiitake or reishi, like because either one of those don't give them. They're really aggressive. So
it'd be hard to get the ratio antlers though in that situation, though, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't care. I don't give a shit about antlers.
Oh, okay.
But could you imagine like dinner-sized plate, like fucking, like fungi coming off the side of that bitch? You could probably, make some money.
$10 a little package for shiitakes, and you got a freaking round bale full of them. Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, and shiitakes will fruit as long as there's moisture. So as long as you need to keep that on a schedule and not miss a watering. Or the problem is the shiitakes become like styrofoam. You can literally build boats out of shiitake blocks. So if you don't keep it on a regular watering schedule, I imagine that the mycelium would grow to the point where you couldn't actually water it anymore, and you're just relying on whatever water's inside of it.
Right.
But even then, you could probably take a power washer, just jab it in there, and then just jab it in different places,
or just stick a garden sprinkler over it and have it.
It'll run right off of it. When I had to rehydrate my shiitake blocks, I took a what was an old barbecue probe, like for barbecuing meats, and I'd jab it in and poke like 30 holes and put a weight on top of them like a brick and put them under water for 24 hours. And they'd probably only absorb 20% of their weight in water. But that was enough to get a couple more flushes. They become very, very, very hydrophobic.
Okay, how about this? A 1-inch PVC pipe with holes drilled in it, jam it down through the center of the bale like a spear, and then screw a giant water bottle to the top of it and let it just gravity feed into it.
That probably worked. Yeah. But shiitakes that you get, you're looking at probably about 30% weight on shiitakes on hay. So over an extended period of time, probably like a 2-month growing season for them. So, you're probably looking at like 320, 340, maybe 400 pounds of shiitake mushrooms if you get a hay bale right.
Dang it.
So,
that's all?
That's a lot of shiitake, son.
At today's prices, that's like $4 million worth.
No. Not once you start getting wholesale, people will fucking Jew you down to like $8 a
Yeah, I know. I'm going by what they're selling in the grocery store, of course.
Yeah.
They're not going to be selling for free. So
no, they want to sell it. They want to buy $5 to $8 an ounce. Is what
I'm sure they're doing at least 100% or more markup on them.
Oh fuck yeah! Yeah, the markup on them. It's much better to sell them to restaurants. I'm telling you right now, and sell them to individuals. That is, and you should if you just dry them and sell them, you'll be miles above. Because dried shiitakes work just as well in soups and stews and everything else.
Yep,
and tinctures.
Maybe I can sell enough millet to buy myself a freeze dryer, and I can really dry it.
I just set up my freeze dryers again.
My local convenience store has freeze-dried Skittles and candies in it. You can tell somebody did it themselves. They got the old clear Amazon packages. $9 for a little package the size of my hand.
I told you there's money in it. There's a lot of money in it.
Somebody local got the idea from you.
There's a lot of money in it.
They have a little box set up on the cash register, by the cash register. Like,
if you ever want that shit, just fucking let me know. I'll send you some. Like,
I knew exactly what it was when I saw them, though. I was like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah. But, it's pretty easy to do. Now, Skittles work really well. My favorite freeze-dried candy are a bit of honey. Like the little bit of honeys. Mm-hmm. They turn into big styrofoam peanuts like the size of my freaking finger. They're huge. They could triple in freaking size. And they have the consistency of a styrofoam peanut. But they taste like, peanut butter honey. And they're great. Like, they're fantastic.
They don't make them anymore. There used to be a Skittles that was ice cream flavored. I bet those fuckers would have been good that way.
Oh, I bet you that'd be really good.
They were a limited edition. I wish they'd bring them back. Skittles people, if you're listening, bring back the ice cream Skittles.
Bring back the regular lime Skittles. They're so hard to find nowadays. The Skittles with the lime. The original Skittles with the lime in them. Like, oh, hey, speaking of which, hey, Blue, remember that weird ass seed you sent me in the fucking weird plant that grew?
Which one?
It's you sent me that plant. I planted what I thought was fucking some seeds from the limes, right? And then some weird plant grew. It's some type of weird fucking pepper. I
sent you peppers as well.
What kind of pepper?
I sent you like 4 or 5 packets of seeds. There was more than 1 pack of seeds in that doll. I hope you took them all out.
I did. I got them all. But whatever type of pepper it is, it's happy as shit. The fucking plant is like maybe a meter tall in the window.
Wow.
And
all right.
It's got every time we go by, it has a new flower. And we flick the flower a bunch of times so it self-pollinates.
Yeah.
And it's got maybe a dozen peppers on it right now. So
I'm trying to remember which one I sent you. I don't remember.
Whatever it is, it's hardy as shit. Like, it just don't care. It's very thirsty. Good. It's a very thirsty pepper. Like, it really drinks a lot more water than like the peppers like that I'm used to. Because I don't have it in a pot that has a hole in the bottom for like leaking out. Yeah. But it'll drink a quart of water every 2 days.
No. Yeah, our peppers here do drink a fair bit. They are thirsty out there. That's true.
No. Well, I'm looking forward to it because it's a really happy ass plant. And I'm going to let the peppers mature on it and then so I can save the seeds from them.
The pecans?
Definitely.
I don't know what it is. It's whatever weird Australian pepper she said.
Oh, You were supposed to send me some peking seeds before you moved, you asshole. You forgot.
No, I still got your seeds.
Oh,
I sent a bunch of seeds.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I'll send
No,
you
I
some.
sent-
I'll send, now that everything is calming down, and like I'm like 90% fucking moved, and everything's getting set up in the places where it's going to be.
I was getting ready to drive down there and pick them up my dang self.
You come on down, son. It's deer season.
No, he's doing that on
It's in the
purpose. He's holding it all hostage so that you do have to show up.
But
That's what he's doing.
it's now that everything's so. This moving process probably would have gone a little bit smoother, but the wife kept finding cool shit on like Marketplace or like Craigslist and stuff. They required us to go and pick it up and refinish it and paint it and stuff and then move it in. So it's been like a like we put in all those cabinets. Did you ever see the cabinets? They were really cool.
I saw the video when they were in your truck right before you.
Yeah. So my wife went and bought these damn cabinets, and they turned out magnificent. And they look like they belong in the house. But finishing them was not a party. That took a few days. But it's just been like, we're not in a super crazy hurry to finish because, we don't have a hard time. We need to get everything out of the other house. So
short 25-hour drive and I could be there. I just Googled it.
Nice. Come on down. Stay a couple days. I'll put you to work.
Right?
We'll rent one of those Bobcat mulchers, and I'll just let you happen at the cactus.
Oh, if you had one of them, I'd be already down there.
Well, you can rent them. They're not very. They only cost like $229 a day here.
I just checked the list of what I sent you, and I don't think I sent you any peppers. I'm not entirely sure. I sent you red, pink, and green finger limes. I sent you something called Rosella seeds, they were little black seeds. I sent you some candy melons, and I sent you some Monstera Deliciosa seeds.
Monstera Deliciosa. I love that name, whatever it is. Whatever it is, I love that name.
I didn't.
Yeah, he's back. You snuck in there quietly.
I've been back for like 5 minutes.
I wasn't looking at the screen. I'm sorry. I was looking for the list of what I sent. I was busy.
Well, whatever it is, it's very happy and it looks like a pepper.
And then I sent you some cuttings, but you said those didn't survive.
They didn't survive. No,
peppers. Wait. Am I the only person that didn't know that you can winterize peppers?
Yes.
What?
What do you mean winterized peppers?
You can take your pepper. You can take your pepper plants after the season, cut them all down to just a little bit of a stalk, and they'll grow from that little fucking like grape stalk the next year, and you'll get it twice as fast, twice as much.
Yeah, pepper plants are. Yeah, pepper plants are more like a shrub than they are an annual vegetable.
I was going to say I kept a bell pepper plant alive for like 5 years in my house once.
But that's how they do like big. That's how you get those giant jalapenos in the grocery store. Because those plants are like 8 foot fucking tall, and they're some of those are 15, 20 years old. But the pepper plants will live like 30, 35 years if you take care of them. So what I do when I have outdoor pekin plants is that before it gets cold, I put 3 hay bales like in a triangle around them, and then put 1 hay bale over the top.
Yeah, that bullshit ain't gonna work up by us.
Well, it only gets cold for like a couple of days, but that just insulates them enough that after I'm done with my 10 days of winter, sometimes 14 days of winter, then I just take the hay bales off and feed them to critters or turn them into something, and the boom comes back, and in like a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I have peppers again. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was doing research. I got to actually pull them out of the garden, put them in fucking pots, and then put them in a fucking, just as long as they don't freeze over wintertime, and then fucking bring them out, just like a fucking clone from fucking everything else. It's glorious.
Yeah, you could totally do that. Yeah, they just get bigger and bigger and bigger and faster every year. Yeah, you can just grow it in a trash can and move your trash can in and out of your garage every year.
You act like my garage is a freeze. you and your little hay bale trick. I need about 35 hay bales deep around my fucking igloo.
Yeah, I forget y'all up there where people shouldn't live.
Hey.
Give it back over to goddamn tundra and penguins and shit. But at least
there's another name for that. It's called God's country. Remember that?
Oh,
That's true.
I saw today like a comparison size. Speaking of like woolly mammoths, I saw a comparison of like all the different mammoth species, right? Like the old like, and some of those ones like the ectoderm ones, the one that had like the little downward facing fucking mouth and trunk and stuff. Those things were only like 3 feet tall. I was like, what the hell? Most of these mammoths didn't get big until much later. But like there was like the Culver Island dwarf mammoth. This little bastard is only like freaking 2.5 feet tall. I'm like, I would fucking love to have one of those.
That's a pet.
I know.
That could be a pet.
I would totally have a 2.5 foot tall, like 250 pound.
And that little trunk up on the bench trying to pinch things.
Exactly.
Oh, that was just like the sweetest.
I would have it. We're gonna like. Why are we trying to bring back the big mammoths when there's an entire like
sweet ones?
Yeah, the sweet spot is the cute shit that we can sell as pets.
No, it's kind of not newsworthy.
Yeah, it is.
It is newsworthy, but a giant fucking mammoth is gonna get a lot more attention. It's like a T-Rex. You can't have Jurassic Park without a huge fucking dinosaur. You know, it's after it's been around for a long time. You can have little small itty bitty pets. You know, the ones like they have with the alligators at the Gatorland.
You buy at
the alligators with no fucking teeth. Yes. You got to have the big ones first. The big ones always come first. You know, then once they start cloning Pamela Anderson's fucking vagina, you know, because it always goes porn first. Once they get that in there, then they'll do all the normal stupid shit that you want.
Look at these little bastards. They're adorable.
Wait, am I missing something here? What are we talking about?
Yeah, I just put it on the freaking
okay.
doodad.
Here we go. Oh, it looks like the guy's fucking his mammoth over here. What is it? What the fuck is that?
He's done.
No, I just wanted to show you for fucking
it's like
size.
it's like a glory train or something. It's like it's what the fuck? It's like you and your fucking perverted shit.
No, I just want I want to be like a dwarf mammoth herder. That's
Is that a new job title?
And you can turn. Then you can make mushrooms out of mammoth poo.
Exactly.
Well, just think if that fossil sloth shit would be good for. Just think what the mammoth shit would be like for.
It's already because it's a giant mammoth. It's a giant mammoth, so that's okay. You can have that one. No one's gonna fucking clone a little mini mammoth. I mean, or a mini sloth.
They better. They better. Those little bitches.
Pet. I can keep one at home with the chickens.
Yeah.
And he can eat the scraps off the bench while I cook dinner.
Sorry,
cheeky with his trunk.
Nope. Wow.
Whoa. Visitors. Invade their personal space.
You can't tell me that wouldn't be fucking awesome.
Just like that.
You can't tell me that wouldn't be fucking awesome.
That would be the fucking best at the beach. Oh my god, can you imagine?
Only if I can say, hey, don't give me, dude. Because you know with that trunk, you can be like, give me a beer. That motherfucker would open it up, fucking pop the cap, bring it over to you.
At the dog beach, come on, that would be the best on a Saturday. You cannot argue with that. I don't want a giant one. I want a mini one. Fuck the giant ones.
I tell you,
imagine cleaning up the shit off a giant one. No thanks. I'm not cleaning shit up after.
I'm totally updating everything that I like. My life goal now. My dream job is no longer space shuttle door gunner. It is mini mammoth herder.
Absolutely, mini mammoth herder. I'm going to put that on my resume as my Life
Forecast.
goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My outlook, my
That's not
5-year plan. My 5-year plan.
My 5-year plan, absolutely. That's what I'm just trying to think what they call it. This ID sub IKW. I can't remember what they have some stupid name for it. Yeah, that you have to have in your interview. But yes, that's what I'm going to say. I want to be a mini mammoth herder.
But imagine
Daryl said
like
I want
somebody. Could you imagine like being like the HR department and asking
what my job
like,
provider.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Miniature mammoth herder.
I need to be realistic about my goals.
Yeah, they tell them, don't you shit on my dreams.
You're supposed to be here to support me. I'm disabled.
Yeah, you're just the HR lady. Your dreams died decades ago. HR. Mini mammoth herder. That's it. That's peak performance right there.
Beautiful ring to it.
Right? We'll have some goddamn shirts made up too.
You have to. You need one for the Etsy store.
Nobody will ever get it. Like, you could be out in public.
Right. A mammoth holding a fucking mushroom in its trunk. A little
Yeah.
cluster. Nice.
Oh, dude, they're smart as shit. I bet you could teach them to hunt like truffles.
Oh, like
Truffles.
pigs.
Truffle hunter. Yeah, yeah. They dig them up themselves, pull them up.
They could be mushroom mammals. Mini mushroom mammals. Oh my god. Mini mushroom mammal herder.
Mammoths, not mammals.
And you can hire them out. You can
God,
hire them out.
Just like truffle pigs.
No one's touching my mammoth if I have it. They'd be swapping it out for one who doesn't know how to smell truffles.
You're like, this isn't my mammoth.
This isn't my mammoth.
Did you have a chip, sir?
Did you ask for consent before you touched my mammoth?
Whoa, what? Hey.
Okay.
Wait,
I don't know how you made that sound a little bit different.
Yeah, I knew it. It wasn't just me.
No, I can't really see. That got different.
Where's Dad? He's very quiet.
He's probably trying to find his helicopter he crashed.
He's probably fucking trying to find someone to put his fucking millet.
I don't think he really.
I stuffed it all in the walls, fuckers.
I don't think he really understood how much mammoth.
Great insulation.
Yep.
He was going to end up with.
I haven't got it yet. Come on now, give me time. Let's see.
Oh, dude,
if you hear me saying "Holy fuck," yeah, you know it worked out.
Positive vibes out there. Bumper harvest.
Bumper harvest. What's he gonna do with that? It's so much fucking millet.
Bumper harvest.
I'm hoping so.
Well, guys, anybody else got anything else to add? Because we'll just keep going on random bullshit to the cows.
It took so long for my computer to come back up. I was like, they're not on. I turned on Rust before I turned this thing on.
We've been having fun, man. This has been great. We miss talking to each other, and we miss talking with our listeners out there.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Yeah. Fuck y'all.
In a hot minute.
Did you say that, Deadpool? You don't mean that.
Oh,
come on.
We need to give a shout out to MycoNutty. May his bowels heal. MycoNutty was
rapidly.
He got fucked hard. He got a prolapse rectum last night. Prolapse.
What?
Rectum?
That damn near killed him. So what really happened to MycoNutty? I haven't heard this news.
He got fucking food poisoning. He's been shitting his guts
out. My god!
I tried to tell him he needed one of them big old shiny butt plugs, but and then he was like, I don't know. I was like, fine, get you a can of great stuff, expanding foam. Put the little nozzle in.
I think he was talking about soldering the butt plug into place.
Yeah.
Wow. Liquid. He drank some liquid cork. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be fine. But
chuckle.
Yeah, he decided he wasn't going to be able to make it because he couldn't leave the.
His vagina
Probably be too much.
wiping it too much.
Echo. Too much of an
Right.
echo in the bathroom.
He's pretty chafed. We'd have to be like.
Is it chafed or chaffed?
Chachafted. 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 Chahufed. Chachafted.
Sore. We'll go with sore.
Let's see. Anybody got anything nice to say? It's been a fucking ridiculous couple of weeks. Just a total shit show.
Get up every morning.
Yes,
That's all you can do
Right?
until you can't.
Make your bed.
The crippling depression makes it so you can't get out of bed anymore. Then do a shitload of mushrooms.
About that
You
either.
can always do that.
Buy FAFO millet. It's going to be on sale cheap really soon.
Yeah.
FAFO millet coming to a store near you.
There's going to be
Taking pre-orders now.
we're gonna cartoon.
Special for the next 40 years.
We're gonna cartoon that loader loading the bags onto the fucking thing, and just put it like, "Oops."
Our loss or our mistake is your game.
yeah, right. But wait, there's more.
Y'all ever wanted any millet? There's some millet. Well, coming from me, nice and happy things to say would probably be along the lines of, fuck, if I can make it through this last couple of weeks, y'all motherfuckers should be able to too. Like, fuck, it's been crazy. It's been hard. Like, it's been rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Horrible.
You know, in the words of my favorite Canadian YouTuber, life sucks. It sucks for everybody. You just got to eat a shit sandwich and keep going.
And,
Motherfucker.
And leaving off, I'd like to say once again that we're deeply sorry about losing our Myco buddy there. And that hopefully his family is able to find some peace, and the various fundraisers that are going on.
Put a link up for the for their family in the for the podcast.
Yeah.
And then hopefully that everything goes well for them, and that they're able to find some peace in this really shitty time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very, very sad to see somebody so young go from something that could have been preventable. And with that, we fucking love our listeners, and we're sorry that we've been gone for so long. Lots of crazy shit happened. But if you would like to donate
like
to the
a week and a
podcast-
half.
3 weeks, Deadpool.
Yeah, it's been like
It's
3 weeks.
not a week and a half. You
Whatever.
Been 3 weeks.
If you would like to donate to the podcast, 100% of the donation is going to go towards keeping the podcast
Coke and whores.
going. Coke and whores, and just various different like things, internet bandwidth, the programs we use.
When you make your donation,
all
make
sorts
sure
of
you
fun
say it
stuff.
so Trim can buy a new freeze dryer. That way they set that money
Right.
aside for me, okay?
Yeah,
Not
if
that
you'd
I'm-
like to
not
buy
that
a
I would
trim
ever
and a
beg, but
new
I'm
freeze
begging.
dryer, you can do that through the Cash App. Is going to be $, FAFO Cult. You can do that through the what's the other one we got? Venmo is going to be at FAFO Cult.
$, Deadpool's hookers.
Well, that's what Deadpool wants with his.
If you would like to go ahead and
So make sure you send it to me. It's going to go to a good cause.
hit us up on PayPal, you can also do that.
in return.
We're going to be FAFO Cult everywhere. We should have some new merch coming up pretty quick on the FAFO Cult Etsy. Hopefully it'll be a whole bunch of interesting stickers and maybe some grain, FAFO grain, because it's going to be a fuckload of millet, like an ungodly amount.
He's going to flood the market.
If you'd like to send us some love mail, hate mail, or just tell us we all fucking suck, you can do that through the FAFOCult@gmail.com. With all of that being said, Link for our Discord will be in the show notes. I get people talking to us all the time that the link for the Discord doesn't work, but they're talking about episodes that were like 6, 7, 8 months old. The links are only good for like 10 days.
What?
So if you want, the links only stay good for 10 days. So if you want to get to the newest FAFO quotes, skip ahead, go to the show notes, and you can get into the Discord that way. To the newest one. Every episode has a link to the Discord, but the links to the Discord are only good for 10 days.
Yeah.
It's something so Discord does so that you can't just post a permalink somewhere. But
what if they message you through Spotify or YouTube?
Yeah, you can message us anytime. I'm Slightly Feral. You can go ahead and get a Deadpool. Deadpool appreciates messages. He really likes it when you send.
Yeah, I fucking love people. Love them.
Deadpool really appreciates human interaction because he's so lonely.
Yeah, he's the loneliest. There's penguins, and if you heard it earlier, he's very lonely to the point where he has to abuse the penguins. So if you,
I got consent. They gave their fucking consent, Feral. Don't even give
it.
You asked, did you?
I'd like to see when they give you the.
I said say no if you don't want it. They never said a fucking.
Implied consent, I guess. Implied consent. Those lippy ass freaking penguins. All right. And with that, if you want to sort of like substrate or growing crap or grain spawn or anything like that, you can always get a hold of Deadpool.
Girl. You're out of practice.
I am.
This outro is taking like 20 minutes. This outro is taking like 20 minutes.
It's been forever. It's been forever. All right. We love our fucking listeners. We love our fucking listeners. Thank you all very much. And good night.
Later.
Bye.
I miss you guys.